Hello and welcome everyone to PMPL Pakistan Spring Season 2023, and this is week 2, day 1. I'm your host Ahna Aiden, and right across the desk with me is the White Ghost Fritz. How are you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ahana, for the spooky welcome, I'd say. But yeah, I'm good. I am good and I'm feeling very excited to say the least for this day number 2. Day number 1 went very good for the players of Team I8. I do hope they continue their run today as well.
I absolutely wish to see the same, but well, let's just take a look at the overall schedule to see where exactly we are in this journey and take a look at that. We've already crossed league stage week 1, we're in week 2, and tomorrow is going to be a break day for our players to just refuel themselves, recharge themselves, and probably even break out of their momentum so that we can see some new teams rising up as well. The grand finals, however, are going to be on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of April. We have it on the weekend for a reason because we want you guys to be able to be here without any problems at all.
That is correct. That is correct. These 3 days are going to be filled with action, and that's what I'm thrilled about. But yeah, talking about why these teams are putting so much effort into all of these games, the bragging rights is one, but the other is the prize pool.
Yep.
The total prize pool of $70,000, out of which $7,000 goes directly to the winners. So it's a lot of money at stake right now. Even the
Absolutely.
MVP gets a reward for it, and the league system also has a reward of $1,750 per team. So interesting way this prize pool has been distributed. Almost 16, more than 16 teams will be awarded in terms of money, and I'm really excited to see which team comes out on top overall.
Absolutely. And to see that, we are going to have to make sure that we keep a very close look on the bonus points. And this is exactly how the bonus points are going to be distributed. They go all the way from 20 to 1, depending on which rank each team is attaining for themselves. And well, the bonus points, along with the league points, will become the total initial points of the finals. That just makes it very, very necessary that every single team is putting their right foot forward in every single game, and in every single game they are going to be able to get following points for every position and 1 point per elimination.
If you get first, that's 10 points right in the bag, and a lot of teams have used it to their advantage. But the
Hey,
most important element is the elimination points. One elimination point per elimination.
absolutely, I do disagree with you though. It's not points in the bag, it's points on the plate because it's a winner winner
Oh,
chicken
okay.
dinner.
All right, Dan, I'll keep that in mind for future purposes. But yeah, I think the audience, gets what I meant to say there, right? I mean, elimination points, although have been a bit more impactful rather
Yes.
than those chicken dinners, and that is what we'll see in the overall ranking as well. Even teams with the lesser number of chicken dinners can be seen on top just because of the number of frags that they've got. Look at the example, Grounders. They do have a WWCD in their name, but still, there are a lot of teams without any chicken just because of the consistent performance and the elimination points still above them.
Absolutely. This is week 2 overall rankings, and well, Magnus Esports, one of the very strong contenders of week 1, is all the way on the second page this time. This is a little disheartening. We did see a lot of teams try to step up, a lot of teams have shuffled around their positions all through, but one team that does not give me much hope at all is HellRaisers. I I don't know what to even say anymore. It's just the way it's going for them. I hope they rise from the ground and just take themselves all the way to seventh heaven. But let's see. It contradicts their name, but we'll see.
HellRaisers, they want to be where they are. That's what I think as well. I mean, even Team Negatives did start performing a little bit, just a tiny little bit, but they are. But HellRaisers still stuck with 4 points to their name. It is going to be very, very difficult for them to to even qualify for the top 16, because I think that is what these teams are playing for at this point of time. The bottom 4 teams, they're all playing just for qualification so that they're able to play the grand finals.
Absolutely. However, talking about one of the bottom teams that made its way all the way to the top, here's Regicide. Look at the difference. Like week 1, day 1, we saw literally half of the damage than week 2, day 1. They literally stepped up their game quite a bit. Not only did they become more aggressive and actually capable of taking the frags, but also they made sure that they're not taking as much damage in the process. Let's take a look at how their gameplay has changed over time.
This is week number 1. This is where I think Regicide. They did have a little bit of an impact, but yeah, as you told, week two was a better one for the players of Regicide. They were able to get frags left and right, and those were just average stats. So that means 1200 damage average in the first four games for week two.
Yup.
That's just insane. That's just insane for Regicide. I mean, even the conversion rate, if it's not high, what you're getting at least four knocks, at least four frags. I'd say not even knocks, four frags every game. So that's 4 points, and you're standing up in terms of numbers as well, because 22 minutes I think was the average time they survived. So this all adds up to a very great performance from Team Regicide, and that can be seen on the leaderboard as well. Right now they're sitting on the second spot.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping for more teams to, learn from them and actually go ahead and claim their thrones, claim their
Hmm.
gameplay. I mean, what I'm seeing mostly specifically from teams like TUF and HellRaisers, they are playing very passive and it's too late to play that. Like,
Yes.
you do want to make sure that you're tipping your toes very slowly into the waters because it's way too early in the game. But then that was last week. This is already halfway done. Now you need to start getting aggressive. However, talking about aggression and passive gameplays, let's just take a look at the schedule for the day so that we know which maps are coming in at what times.
Oh, Miramar, Miramar Sanhok, Miramar Erangel, and
Oof.
then to finish it off, Miramar. The teams that feel a bit strong on Miramar have a very good day to beat today.
Yup.
Three Miramars in the mix. We'll start off with the Miramar. We'll finish off with the map of Miramar. Interesting day to say the least, Tara. It'll be very interesting to see how these teams that love this map perform here, because at least two Miramar maps has to be played by every group.
Absolutely. And
So Miramar
specifically,
is going to be a very important map.
yep. And specifically, if you are a part of Group B or Group D, then you got to make sure that your Miramar is polished. Now we do know one thing, that the schedule is literally copy paste of week 1, because we're literally seeing the same kind of map rotations coming in week 2.
Hmm.
So the teams have an idea of that as well. They probably know this already and they have made sure, specifically if they are in Group B or Group D, I'm sure the teams have ground themselves a lot, going into Miramar. They're trying more and more to make sure that Miramar is a stronger one for them. Similar things we might be able to see on the day when we have three Erangels. We will see the teams that are going to be playing all three to make sure, that they're having the best of the map. So yeah, I'm having a high hope for Group B and Group D teams. If a team from
Okay.
Group B or Group D does not make sure that they're taking at least one chicken in Miramar, I'll be disappointed, because one, you've already played with all of these teams for one whole week. Two, you're getting a map, you already know you're going to be facing this thrice in a day. If you have still
Hmm.
not polished your skills, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, all right. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and
Yep.
watch, because till now your predictions have been on point, Tara. So I think if that pattern follows well, that'll be great money and great news for you. If you've already started taking payments from the team, I'm not completely sure if you have or haven't, but man,
I
those
mean, even
predictions
if
have
I
really been
have,
on point.
even if I have,
You
I'm
won't
not
tell.
telling you. Yeah, exactly. I'm
Hmm.
not telling
Correct.
anyone.
Oh, I got it. I got it. But yes, the predictions have been on point. But I do feel hopeful today as well. I'd say I'm feeling a chicken dinner from somewhere. I don't know on which map, but somewhere from the team of negatives. Don't know why. Just feeling a bit hopeful. They've
Yes.
performed above average. I'd say on day number one. Not entirely good, not entirely bad. A bit above average, because they can be seen on the first chart, I think. So negatives, they have shown that they can not just be on last position and also have some more points to their name. Now the only thing missing from their side would just be a chicken dinner.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing much more happening from their side, because even in week 1, towards the last 2 days, we did
Hmm.
see them going ahead and making sure that they're at least getting frag points. And if I'm not wrong, yesterday itself, we saw negatives reach all the way to position 3, which is huge for a team like negatives. I mean, if you're all the way on the second page, lower three teams for a
Yes.
whole week, and then suddenly you go ahead and on the first day itself, towards the last match, you make sure that you're getting all the way to position 3 overall.
Uh huh.
That's absolutely amazing, and I'm really proud of the progress from them. Not only that, it's not just one person anymore either. It's multiple people trying to contribute. We have seen Guru Boy come all
Correct.
the way into the top players. We've seen same for Pinkman. We've seen same for Buzzet as
Hmm.
well. So yes, the team is contributing together cumulatively. And again, in a team game, teamwork is one of the most essential things. So I feel like they're gonna be good. I'm not expecting a chicken yet from them, but I do think they'll have at least one by the end of the week.
All right. All right. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how all of these teams perform. It's week number 2 here, and day number 1 has already concluded.
Yes.
So now coming to day number 2, we have a lot of expectations from all of these teams, and now I would love to see them perform.
Yep.
3x being one of the teams which I was surprised. I left the desk for a few days, and what I just saw was I was completely surprised by. I mean, 3x esports performing so brilliantly. They were almost on the top as well for some time. So
Absolutely.
this is something I'm really looking forward to. Some more surprises here and there. That is what I expect, and let's see if they are if they're delivered or not.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing at least one chicken coming in from the side of Magnus today,
Hmm.
because it's high time
Okay.
they started performing. They have a great position in the overall leaderboard when you combine both the weeks. So they do have a
Hmm.
lot to lose, and they might want to keep their thrones to themselves. So I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing at least one chicken coming in from their side. However, before we talk about more festivities and more,
Okay.
dinners, let's just take a look at the great big festival video that we have for you guys.
क्या बात है बच्चों, दिल जीतने वाली गेम खेल गए।
तो आंटी आपके साथ भी एक स्क्वाड अप हो जाए।
हाँ आ जाओ।
इस रमजान अपने स्क्वाड की गेम से बनो किसी की भलाई का मजबूत जरिया और खेलो सिर्फ दिल जीतने के लिए।
Well, so this Ramzan, make sure that you're teaming up with your friends and lending support while you play to win hearts.
Hmm.
What's,
I
yeah,
I mean that is what all of our teams are doing, right? I8, they
yes,
definitely won a lot of hearts yesterday,
they did.
and now I'm hoping the same thing happens today as well. I8, week number 1, again it is a repeat story, I'd say. Week number 1, day number 1, they were very very good in terms of the points that they were able to accumulate. But on day number 2 something happened, on day number 3 something happened. They were not performing that brilliantly. So I'd like to not see a repeat of that. We do have a repeat of math, but I do hope that we don't see a repeat of teams losing out in terms of points. But yes, I do have a lot of hopes from Team I8, is what I'll say.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, here on, it's not about the prize pool alone. It's not
Hmm.
about the teams winning and getting the bragging rights alone. From here on, it's about making place for yourself in the viewers' hearts. Because from here on, people have already decided which team they want to root for. It's not the
Yes.
four players alone. It's not the four players or their organization or their coaches alone. It's the fan following going along with them. There's a lot that you have to keep online to make sure that you're making your viewers happy, that you're satisfying the people who are coming to see your match, and that your chicken dinner is
Hmm.
being distributed to more hands.
Ah, all right, all right. Well, game number 1 will be live very, very soon, Hana. But this time, although you've given your predictions, but this time I'll ask you even a more difficult question. Give me the top 3 teams you think from this game of Miramar. The top 3 teams.
This game of Miramar.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a tiny bit of issue with that. The groups
Okay.
have shuffled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
You
100%
don't remember.
sure
Okay.
which team is in
Mm-hmm.
which group, to be very honest. But like, yeah, once we start seeing the teams on our, screens, once the map has opened up, once the plane path has opened up, I can definitely
Mm-hmm.
make that claim. But yeah,
All right.
I do want to see Magnus take a chicken for themselves. I'm
Ooh.
expecting great performance from the side of 3x. I'm hoping Seventh Element steps up. These three teams have been delivering very well for a while. I am having high hopes for Egonex I8 as well, but they are not going to be playing the first map at all, because that team I do remember is from Group E. So yeah, there's a lot of confusion about which all teams are even going to be on board. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
Yes.
Oh well,
All right, here we go. Here we
yes.
go with game number 1, the game of Miramar, the land of DMRs and snipers, and we already see 3x.
Yep.
So yes, 3x is in the game. 3x is in the group which will play this map of Miramar. Let's see their performance. Let's see about their performance as well. Freestyle, another team which, when taking early fights, look very strong. They get those 3-4 points for themselves in the first fight. But the problem with them has been losing players in all of these fights. They lose a player, the remainder of the 3 players then just slowly and steadily get picked off one by one, and that's how freestyle has been playing. I do expect that this does not happen on this map of Mirabar, and we do see a better performance from them. But yeah, I mean, 3x, Cairo, Miracle, Momto, and Zarbaf, all of these players are just ready. Seventh element as well, an early drop from them. I think they're moving towards the city of La Cobriara. And this
Yes.
plane path is also very interesting.
Yep.
From Torre Humuda all the way to Puerto Pariso. So the cities on the western side, the city of El Pozo, Montenegro, Landrella, Valadimar, they won't be directly glidable to. But
Absolutely.
I don't think so. A lot of teams, anyways, drop on these cities. So it's
Exactly.
better for most of these teams to be on the eastern side and towards the center of the map.
Yep. However, going back to the question you asked me right before the game, I am going to put
Hmm.
some money on Quantum Rage 3x
Oh,
as
okay.
well as Team QWERTY this time. Actually, no, wait. Let me switch that to Magnus. Yes. So, Magnus 3x and Quantum Rage are going to be my picks for this one. Let's see if they are able to make themselves established in the top three. I am not expecting Seventh Element to be one of those teams right now because look at the circle. It's all the way to southeast. Seventh Element has gone all the way to northwest, and it's going to be a hard rotation, and that rotation is going to have them facing a lot of teams in the way because there's a huge density of population around power grid, graveyard, and the area between them. So yeah, Hacienda del Patron, all of these regions are going to be putting up a fight against Seventh Element anyways. So yeah, even if they win, they might lose a couple of players, and that's just not going to be the best position to start off with. However, I love the Campo Militar capitalization that North Esports does. Let's see if they're able to replicate the win that they got from here the last week.
Oh, all right. So North Esports is a team which likes Campo Militar. Now,
Yes.
let me tell you, the eastern part of Campo Militar has the most of the loot in the whole area that you see on the map. So I'd like to see two or maybe three players even going towards that particular region and try to get the proper loot. But I think there's a split. They also want to loot the city of Tierra Bronca at the same time. So they should essentially have tier one loot for all of these players. Let's see how does that work. HellRaisers though, Tears left with very little HP, and I think this is a fight against the players of Team Star.
Yup, and well, with little HP, Tears will have a lot of tears. He doesn't have enough healing, one nade, and he'll be out of the game. But let's see if that deployable is going to be available to other players that are aiming at him. I like the position that Z has here, but how long he's going to be able to hold his fort is the question right now because Star is not investing 100% into the fight. They still want to make sure that they have the best loot before walking into this one. However, Tears is not going to be 100% sure of moving out completely just yet because the team has just made their presence felt around the region. So I do feel like both of these teams are going to be in a difficult situation. And in any case, I expect HellRaisers to go ahead and acquire more and more medication for themselves because they're going to need it. There's a lot of wounds that are coming their way. And just to make sure there's no salt sprinkled on it, they should have their pills ready to pop.
It was just a couple of players from Team Star, and I think HellRaisers should know this by now because they've already almost searched half of the city and they found nothing at all. So it's better to stop your search, maybe restrict this area and just make sure that no one goes beyond it,
Yeah.
and then continue your loot because this is what Tears is doing is just waste of time now.
Yep.
Yes, Jin could be a problem. He could be a problem if you're fighting a different team, though. But if you're looting your own city, if you're just accumulating two, three players, just hoping to catch one of the players off guard and take that frag, that won't make a lot of sense here.
Yep.
So you have your vehicles, you just loot the city, you try to rotate off from a different position, and then maybe once you're in a better position, once you find a place which is not being occupied by any other team, that's when you loot. You don't give a lot of manpower to just a single player because Jin is isolated on one part of the one part of this particular city.
Well, that's true, but in the same time, Hellraisers is one of the teams that has really hard time trying to control the real estate that they have acquired. So they definitely know their weaknesses and are going to make sure that they do not mess up in the process of trying to make sure that they have more and more area to themselves and become a little bit uncautious in the meanwhile. I don't know if uncautious is a word, but let's just make it one. Petition to file uncautious is a word.
Granted,
Thank you.
I'm a person from Oxford and I grant it, so I think it'll make sense. But
Okay.
for now though, La Vendetta is being occupied by the players of Team Negatives. Early on, this area is not good for loot for three players. I mean, one or two can suffice. The third player is a bit too much, so they still will be a bit short in terms of loot. So they'll need to find another place to go and loot from. And there are a lot of little compounds around this whole crater. So I don't think so loot would be a problem for at least these players of Team Negatives. And I think one more player, he is somewhere far off trying to scout, maybe trying to get some more area under his own control. Sad Boy, though, has spotted the player of Team Star rotate. He knows that the first instinct he has is hide. And why not? Because I think he already has the knowledge about some more players as well. Look at the mini map. There are at least a couple of players from Team Star.
Absolutely. And well, talking about Team Star, it does remind me that this time Team Negatives definitely has it better than before, because generally in La Bendita, they do happen to face Team Star. Team Star decided to just go ahead for a new drop location this time because they were eventually going on losing fights against Team Negatives because Team Negatives stepped up in the right time. So, yeah, this time the split drops that Team Star have taken, they're definitely going to be a little bit hindering for them. However, considering that from the side of Team Grounders, it's only one player around, he'll be a little bit more hesitant because, again, it's not a complete surety for the side of Team Grounders which team it is that is located nearby, because this is not the general drop location for Team Star. So let's see how Team Grounders responds to this, knowing that the vehicle has already started moving away. Oh no no no! Don't make that mistake. Do not make that mistake. Yeah, hide. I would suggest that.
All right, Sad Boy, though, could have had that opportunity to take some shots onto Jin and get that frag, but just decides to let them go by. I mean, again, yes, he is all alone, so it's better not to take those shots and reveal your
Exactly.
position.
Plus, he doesn't have
Although,
much healing either. Only two,
but
what do you say, painkillers.
but I'd still say, I mean, you let pass the first vehicle, but you do take some shots on the second one, so that
Yes,
if you get a knock, your opponent does not know you're alone, right? Plus, you can call for backup as well if you get a knock.
that's true.
That could have been a case, but yeah, I mean, backup is not coming here. Hell Pozo is where his rest of the team is, but
Yep.
Negatives in a little bit of trouble, or should I say, great trouble,
Yes.
because two of their players down on the ground. One is already out of the game, and it's all down to Shahir. The fourth person who was not seen in La Bandita will be the only one surviving from Team Negatives.
That's right. However, right now, because it's just a back and forth fight, I'd like to reiterate on a point that just went by. I do appreciate the fact that Sad Boy did not take any shots at all, even on the second vehicle, because
Mhm.
not only was the team very far away, the team is also in blue zone. So there is a chance that if that team faces any other team, they might just get eliminated completely. And Sad Boy might be one of the only few players who will be able to actually go ahead and at least attain placement points for Team Grounders. So I get the fact that actually not only get but appreciate the fact that he did not invest himself into any fights at all at that point, because backup was far away and backup was not even sure to survive.
All right. Great inspect over there, huh?
Thank
Great,
you.
great vision. Now I'd like to see the other teams do the same as well. Maybe think about the longer game and stop thinking about the shorter game and get into fights early on.
Yep.
Or if or if you're a team who likes to take those fights, then take them so early that you don't have to worry about third parties.
True.
That's another thing I'd like to put out there, because these teams, they somehow start fighting around the third, fourth zone. Obviously, some rotational clashes are going to happen when you're trying to get inside the zone, but then head-on fight shouldn't be taken. Here, Fezzi, he's trying to take some shots onto Wolverine, but Wolverine for now will escape, and QWERTY will remain with 4 players.
Well, it was a wrong vehicle to shoot, a wrong vehicle to start shooting it for the first pointer, because Team QWERTY not only has multiple players located around, well, that backup is available to freestyle as well, but the location of the players was pretty clean. If they were to try and make sure that anyone shooting on Wolverine is demolished, they would be able to do that. And look at that, once Wolverine has moved out of here, they are going to be trying to chase Team North Esports out of the area, while freestylers are still going to survive. But there's a gatekeeping situation that might just arrive from the side of North Esports. Now both of these teams are playing with one veteran player each. North Esports has Snow, QWERTY has Wolverine. Both the players have great experience and good amount of game sense going into this fight, but who's gonna be able to IGL the team best is gonna be the point that decides which team survives.
Let's see the North Esports for now. They did escape from a fight, and that was a good decision, because you were all in the open. The opponent team had a compound to fight with, and you would have been at a very disadvantageous situation if the knock were against you. So they decided to fall back. Now they are targeting a new compound, I think, inside the next zone. And it's all empty. It's all empty to be taken. So North Esports can really cover that real estate as well. And then let's see how does Team North Esports want to play it out in the future. For now, the thing that they want is some 556 ammo because I just see 116 in the chamber for snow. And when you're rocking an M249, that's very very little.
Absolutely. Well, I don't feel like there's gonna be much hopes. But yeah, look at this. A lot of pinks on the board. Okay, is it just me or are you having a hard time discriminating between Team Star and
Uh-huh.
Hellraisers as well?
The colors are very similar. The colors are definitely very similar. But I mean I would love to read those name tags to distinguish between them. Jin is the only one here. He has a backup on his left hand side, and I do see a vehicle as well on the right hand side trying to flank the players of Hellraisers. That's miracle from the side of Team Star. So they're taking multiple angles onto this fight. They are very committed to it as well. I think they really want the players of Team Hellraisers down, and why not? I mean, everyone wants to bully the team at the bottom, right? Because they would be it would be an easier battle to win.
That's true, but like for a team like Team Star, I'm not that sure. They haven't started shining yet. They're
Mhm.
just being shooting stars right now. Making the right shots though. So let's see how that one works out for them. They've already put one player on the knees. There's a couple more to go for. Hellraisers are gonna be in a little bit of a trouble. There was an attempt to charge in, but it's not gonna result to much just yet. Gonna fall back, try to get back in cover. There is a revival trying to happen, but is that revival gonna be in the right time? Is it gonna be executed well? That's the question. There's Molly everywhere. There's no way to escape, but well, he does still find some space for himself. Tears, with all that smoke up in your eyes, I'm glad you're still able to see the right way out. But in the meanwhile, Team Negatives saying tata bye bye to the lobby. I had better hopes for them. At least better than this.
Another early exit. This time though, Star, they've been able to gobble up a good push here. They've been able to get one of the players of Hellraisers down. The second knock is also there. And now they're disengaging at the correct time, I'd say. Although you won't get the loot that you invested in this fight back. So in terms of investments, the fight was not very good. And if Jin does not survive, it could be worse. He almost goes off on the other hand, on the other side of the ridge, and he gets to safety, I think. So Hellraisers also decided to disengage here. Star would get their player up, back and running, and they'll get inside the zone. So good fight for Team Star. My only concern is how will you reset? How will you get the loot back that you invested heavily against the players of Team Hellraisers?
Well. We'll see if they even need that loot. If they are even going to survive to the point of having to use that loot. Because I'm not seeing much hope for either teams right now. And look at that. Team QWERTY is following right behind Team Star. If they have a close quarter with this team, they are going to close the game for Team Star. Because not only are they coming in from behind, which means they're going to have better angles than the ones in front, they are also a very sneaky team. They have Nightmare on that team, which is literally a horrible nightmare for every other team that's on the map. And it's just devastating how that guy just goes ahead, makes sure that you just do not wake up from that sweet dream, which is not as sweet after all. And well, Voltrex and Wolverine are no less either. So yeah, I'm hoping big game coming in from the side of Team QWERTY. But let's see if they're even gonna face anyone. While in the meantime, we will see Playzone and just Graves.
Oh, Shami did get a good nade onto Chief, and he's now very interested to get this frag, I think, because he's just running all alone. He's trying to run it down, and there's no cover from QWERTY. There is, finally, we do see some shots being connected onto Hacker, but is that enough to even get a knock? He's able to get behind the ridge, he's able to reset himself, and now Chief will essentially fall down to Hacker if he decides to just push in. So QWERTY, early disadvantage in terms of number, Let's see how they want to get back into action. Not just that, Shami is not done. He gets a second one as well. Wolverine down out of the vehicle. And the remaining players of Team QWERTY, they have a decision to make. Do they go and revive Wolverine? Or just give up on him and play as a two-man? I think they'll have to give up on 3 here if Shami is able to connect a few shots. But the third party comes in. Okay, it's not a third party. It's QWERTY's Voltrucks who manages to hit those shots and get the knock onto Shami.
Well, Shami is not gonna have the best time of his life right now. Pulse Agai has arrived, even though not as Pulse, but hardly as Ambulance nonetheless. Let's see how long the team survives, how long they're able to take up good fights, because already I'm seeing my prediction go to nothing with QWERTY all the way at 0 frags and only one player surviving. But nonetheless, Magnus is right on top up there. So high hopes, high expectations. 3x still surviving with all four. So I'm good. I'm settled. But in any case, I want to see how BABLU, H2E, the Grounders, the Faulty Devils, and Tough X perform this time, because these teams are someone that has shown up a couple of times, but then they haven't been consistent, but then they still maintained their positions in the last few days. So I'm not sure how they're going right now. It's a very do or die thing. They either fight or take a flight. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I do want to see some great performance coming in from these teams as well. However, in the meanwhile, Magnus is just gonna go magnanimously heavy hitting onto North Esports, and look at that, Maxi's on his knees as well. Zend has already been knocked, but that has resulted all the way into a complete team elimination of North Esports. So, Magnus, you're doing great so far. Keep my pride up, keep my nose high, keep my chin high, keep my crown on the head. You guys are fantastic. Magnanimous, actually, for the right word.
Magnus Esports, 7 frags to their name and all of their 4 players standing. That's the key highlight for me. All of their 7 players standing. Oh,
Seven
all of their
players?
4 players standing. All of their 4 players standing in the game. And yeah, I mean, Magnus, they've been performing good. Now they're being just a little bit bullied upon by the players of Team BABLU, I'd say. They were trying to reset. They were having a fun time. They were chilling out in their compound. And BABLU is like, yeah, I'll take a few shots, just get my damage stats up. Because that's what he was able to do at that. And starting at that range with the 6x, it's not easy to shoot anyway. And this time the miracle, he gets him some shots onto Hacker, and XGeneration Shami out of the game.
Well, XGeneration has very little hope. I don't think Bashir is getting any revival either, with the amount of aggression from the side of teams.The nonetheless. I mean, didn't see that coming, but wait a second. Look at that
Third party.
opportunist. Look at that opportunist. The Grounders. Come on. You're literally picking up a man from the ground, sending him to lobby, and taking the frag points? Wicked. Wicked nonetheless. It's clever, it's wise, it's witty. But is it fair? I mean, if the game allows it, why not? Go for it.
Exactly. I was about to say, who cares about fair here in a battle royale?
Absolutely.
It's just see and shoot. It's as simple as that. It does not matter if the player is moving or is dead. If you see a player, you just shoot him down. You just shoot him down till there's a green smoke coming out of the crate. That's when you stop. Or maybe even not that. If you want to have some more say in the game, you can just keep spraying on the crate as well. It's your choice. But yeah, I mean, stealing some frags here and there, definitely Team Grounders, they need those points. They need every point that they can get. But one of your predictions, Ahana, is out of the game on 12th rank.
It has been
Quantum
taken
Rage
out.
with just 1 point.
Exactly, but it has been taken out by another one of my predictions. So I'm good. All Gucci here. The new word that you just picked up.
Yeah, that I did. And Magnus though, they are having a magnificent performance right now. They have 9 defeats, 9 points still, and still all of their 4 players are surviving. Plus there are 36 more targets, or maybe 30 more targets here that are left to achieve. So that's a great number for them. I mean, this game could easily turn into what, a 10-15 frag dinner. 15 frag is what I expect, at least from Magnus. So 15 frag dinner is what I expect.
I'm expecting 90.
But let's see if they're... Oh, okay. Another higher number.
Yeah.
I mean, higher the better. That's for sure. Magnus would also agree with it. The higher the number, the better it is. 7th element though right now. They have a very weird split again this time.
They always do.
Tokusaurus, I do understand that, but Tabby, T24, Gokubot, what's going on with these three guys?
They're just having some fun time in their life. They're like, alrighty, let me just chill around. This is not a fight time, anyways. They're still trying to make their way back into the circle. But yeah, I mean, uh, H2E's presence can be harmful. However, I feel like with the kind of information that Tokusaurus does capitalize on, it's not only the presence of players that he knows about, he also knows most of the times which team it is. He's able to dictate not only if the players are present around, but also if we need to be scared of them, or we need to get into a fight with them, or just hold the ground for a while. Like, he knows exactly what to do, when to do it, and that's the reason his survival is so important to the team. However, the number of frags on 7th element, they do disappoint me in this week. Like last week, we were seeing gracious victories coming in from this team, but this time it just feels like they're being way too safe. Way too safe. Oh no, big show.
Oh, there's a knock. There is a knock
Yes.
on one of the
Oh,
players,
and
and
that's
Big
an
Show's out of
elimination.
the game. He's out of the game. So Magnus, they were doing fine, they were doing good, but I think the caster's curse is real. As soon as we say a lot good about one of the teams, they have to suffer a loss, and that loss has come in a number in the players being reduced.
Absolutely.
Not the best possible thing here. 3x though being shot upon from the players of Team 7th element. T24 does have a good vantage point here. He has an angle which is very difficult to spot for your opponent as well. It's on the edge of a ridge which you're shooting from. So that's a great thing for 7th element going on right now. Another zone being shifted. Not a very hard shift. I'd say the area is still very big for all of these teams to get in. H2E Vengeance though has been able to take down Tabby, but the frag gets secured from a player of 3x. Tarzan gets another knock onto Tokusaurus. Evil Boy gets a knock onto Team Star. So there are a lot of fights happening now on the ground.
Well, it's a battleground, so I get it. I get it. It's exactly what's supposed to happen. But look at that, Cairo. He is always showing up right here, and again with the same exact, tagline under it. Domination. He dominates the ground. He does it very well. But R3X gonna be in a position to actually make sure that they are getting the victory. They do have all 4 men standing. One of them is knocked. Is the revival gonna be possible? I don't know, because there's a lot of hindrance in the way with Magnus standing right next doors. And Cairo all the way out in the blue zone. There's definitely a lot going on. But look at that. At the same exact time, I feel like 7th Element has lost their run, and they're surviving with literally just one player. And that player is going to get picked off as well. And that calls the end for 7th elements. Every time they get eliminated, I just go 7th elimination. It's 9th position. They have still not given me the satisfaction of saying 7th elements on the 7th elimination. Yeah, that's something I'm still waiting for.
Just they had to survive for a few minutes, I think. That they
Actually,
were not able to do though. But yes, now down to 7 teams. The team being eliminated can be called the 7th elimination. Zibian, and it just might be Magnus Esports, because Zibian's down. Already Magnus is playing with just 2 players standing, and it's all down to Drolin. And Drolin, I don't think so, is inside the zone as well. So yeah, I mean, well,
I
the news keeps getting negative as soon as you hear it.
I feel like you caster cursed your co-caster. By
Oh, if that was the
appreciating
thing,
my
huh?
by appreciating my predictions, you literally cursed my predictions, and now they're not falling right anymore. I mean, this is very unfair of you.
Okay.
You are taking some revenge on me, Fritz. You're taking some revenge on me. But however, talking about revenge, the one team that wants it really bad is H2E. They've had great run last week. I mean, it didn't start off at the right time, but it became good. They were eventually able to make sure that they were in the top 12, but this time they've been struggling bad. They have some thirst, and they have a bone to pick with every single team that has made it so far, that is in a
Mhm.
better position than them. And I think that includes every single team that is surviving right now.
Oh, the BABLU, they do have a wild spread out here. Pikachu gets 2 here, and 3x seem to be in a lot of trouble now. Cairo, no chance of a revival. No comeback, is able to at least hide behind a ridge and call for backup, but does even the backup arrive? Because the question is, you need to move inside the zone. The worst time to get knocked was right now, and that's when 3x They were caught off guard. They were caught off guard by the players of Team BABLU, and BABLU will be super happy with the 2 knocks that they have here. This will not only put a team with 4 players down in the leaderboard, but will also help them maybe get a chicken dinner in future if it's 3x versus them. So that's good number of frags to fight. Tough Joker sir though on the other hand gets one before being knocked because of the play zone, but he's already played the spoil sport here. Let's see if the capitalization can come from some different team.
Well, we'll see. But well, no. Team Star, you were having a good run. Now 2 of your players are star players, and 2 of your players have already been turned into stars. If that is an actual truth about what happens to people when they die. But yeah, in any case, right now it feels like H2E looks like the strongest team on board. And just the revenge I was talking about, just the revenge they are hungry for, just the revenge that can be served on a very shiny plate in the form of a chicken dinner. 3x gets taken out very quickly. I mean, I've never seen them get eliminated at a position like this. Like, either they get eliminated all the way in the beginning, or they do not get eliminated until like top 3 or top 4 teams. So I don't know. Team Star, however, it has made it a motive to survive until the last 4 teams at least, every day for at least one game. They're doing good for right now. Team Tough has survived long enough, so that's great. But with that number of frags, is it gonna suffice enough to make sure that they're in a good position on the leaderboard? I don't know. We'll see. Team BABLU looks strong. The grounders, they're still gonna need to work a little bit more, just a little bit more, so that sad boy isn't sad anymore. And well, H2E, I think they're on the fly. They're really on the fly, but they need more frags. They do need a lot more frags.
Let's see though, Team Star with just 2 players standing, Miracle and Zyro J. Both of these players, they're just crawling their way inside the zone, and they've been able to get in. And I don't think so BABLU suspects them. So they can stay safe for now. But fights are happening on every side of them. So they essentially will be caught in the crossfire sometime or the other. But BABLU paid. Oh, he can be seen now. He can be seen by Miracle, and I think Pan also spotted him down. Yes, he did. And that's the knock Team BABLU was looking for. Miracle crawled a bit way too high, and BABLU just pushes them back down.
Well, not only pushing them back down, they're literally suppressing the team right now, because the team is not even a team anymore. It was gonna be a one single player remaining, and he also could not sustain his life for a while. Ooh, tough X is gonna make things tough a little bit for the side of H2E. However, even yet, they do have the option of reviving their players and going all 4 into the next fight. It's a 4v3v3. But is Tarzan still gonna be the king of the jungle? We'll see.
Oh, Pan's doing a great job here. He just got 2 in that specific position. And now even Grounders is down to 1 player. BABLU has the highest prediction to get that chicken dinner, irrespective of the fact that H2E had 4 players standing.
Yeah.
What is happening right now? Does the zone favor team H2E a little bit? Now it does, because H2E, they slowly and steadily started their way towards the slower side of the zone, or I'd say towards the players of Team BABLU. Rex, he was very reckless with his driving and gets punished. Pan again up for the job, gets another knock, fights against Assad, wins the duel as well, and lost what, 40% of the HP, goes for another fight, Pikachu, and he comes out on top as well. H2E going down 1 by 1, and they will be eliminated. Team BABLU comes out on top with the winner chicken dinner.
Well, absolutely well deserved. I mean, it has to be a great thing if the predictions say you have a better chance at winning even with a man loss on your team. So yeah, I think their gameplay was somewhere read by the computer as well, and they got the best of it. They made the best of it. They cooked the right exact delicious dish with all the spices that had to be served, and I'm just gonna be smacking my lips all through.
BABLU, what a recipe they created. They'll have a few names in the MVP list as well, which will be shown after this short little break, guys.
Well, that was quite some dinner. And I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, sitting here all through 5 matches and seeing 5 chicken dinners being served makes me quite hungry.
It's just one. This was just the first one, huh? Four more are to come, and then we can have some chicken as well. But yeah, I mean, keeping that aside, game number one, a very good game coming in, and nobody expected Team BABLU to come out on top. But the way they played, and I'd say they got a little bit lucky towards the end. It was a no-brainer that you had the numbers advantage in that particular fight, but then a very reckless attempt coming in from H2E. They wanted to take the fight head on for some reason, even after they had 4 players standing. And that is when the players of Team BABLU got activated and were able to, take one of the players down while he was trying to exit the vehicle. That's
Exactly.
the opening they needed. That's the opening they needed, and they got it. And that's how Team BABLU were able to snowball that fight into their favor. So that's not a way for Team H2E to play the final zones. But yeah, Team BABLU, they'll be happy with it. And Pan, man, this guy really did step up. Starting off with the fight against the players of the Grounders, he was always in for the fight. Even eliminated the remaining 2 players of Team Star, and then went on to get a crucial knock in that first fight against the players of H2E. 6 elimination to this guy's name, and he did a wonderful job at holding the front for Team BABLU.
Absolutely. Well, we will take a look at the top players first before we move into any more details. But yeah, in the meanwhile, I do want to talk a little bit about the place where I feel like H2E broke down. And I think that was the fact that Vengeance just showed up way too late. He was not as close to the rest of the team as, the other 3 players. He had a longer angle, could have capitalized, could have made sure that they were, double sided pressure going on onto Team BABLU, and that could have resulted in a more diverted push from the side of Team BABLU.
Mhm.
That would have resulted in a much, much better fighting chance for H2E. But I feel like Vengeance just showed up way too late to the party. However, the ones who were creating the party are Pan, Miracle, Mr. Kala, Trollin, and Pikachu. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call. Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Oh, Pan. Yeah, hi. What's cooking? Ah, a chicken dinner. Great job.
All right, Hana, you also should call Miracle here and ask how is he feeling after just getting 2 eliminations, even though he dished out 1,000 damage. You should even
Oh,
get him on a
that's
call and just see how frustrated he is. This guy, look at this, 1,000 plus damage, just 2 frags to the poor guy's name.
well, that's just how opportunist players just make sure that you are not the one who reaps the fruit of the seeds you sow. So if anyone here believes in you reap what you sow, that's not what's happening here. This is about chicken dinners. Chicken is not sowed or reaped. So I I'm trying to make sense here. I'm failing. Fritz, please help me out.
Yeah, I mean, team match ranking here, BABLU, they came out on top. But aye, it's a surprising thing that the Grounders, they got 11 points. I thought they had 3 or 4 eliminations, but they did have 6 eliminations. I think they were able to get a few more before being eliminated onto the players of H2E. They stole a few frags, I think. That's what they did. But yes, anything that gets you up on the leaderboard here. Man, 7th element, 2 points to their name. Freestyle with just 1. Quantum Rage with just 1. And Faulty Devils, QWERTY, HellRaisers, again did not play the game.
I mean, they tried to.
Or really? Did they? I mean, 0 points. There's no excuse. See, one game with 0 points, I take it. I get it. It's difficult. 2 games with 0 points, and you should really try. 3 games with 0 points. Hey, it's just a habit that you should really try getting rid of. 0 points in a game does not look good at all. It's like even if you did not play the game, it would have been better because at the end you just gave 4 more frags to your opponent.
Yeah, that's definitely something very crucial. But like, yeah, taking a look at the overall rankings, Team BABLU has made their way all the way to the 3rd position with the chicken in their pan and 5 matches already played. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to go up because the other 2 teams haven't still played their first match of the day. So yeah, they do have a little more opportunity, but we'll see how the games go for them. 52 Esports. I'm happy that there's still above their last season ranking while they haven't played a game today. So yeah, I
Yes.
do. I mean, okay, so Team Negatives, Team 52 Esports, they were both performing
Hmm.
bad last week. But
Okay.
towards the end of the week, I started getting impressed by these players. Choto,
All
Fofo,
right.
all these players started trying to, come up with the best way that they can invest themselves into this game, trying to take
Mm-hmm.
early fights. And once they're left with only one or two members, they start getting passive. They start trying to collect more and more placement points. They do not play together anymore, just in case if someone attacks, it's only one player that they lose, and one is still surviving, trying to make sure that placement points are still in the bag. So, yeah, I feel like our players are definitely getting much, much smarter by the day. And whatever they are doing to do this, I need the formula because I have dumbed down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm. All right, all right. But now moving on to the next map, I think it's gonna be Sanhok here. Hana, it's your favorite map. I've heard from someone because you love to be a snake in the grass. And yes, Sanhok. That map is a map of comebacks. We've seen Team BABLU. I think in yesterday we saw BABLU taking the win on the map of Sanhok. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a recap. Oh, they didn't. But they
Bablu
they
has
did.
only had one win altogether in the second week.
Oh, all right, all right. So we'll have to see who this time though takes the map of Sanhok. Because if you
Yes.
do want to make a comeback, it has to be huge. HellRaisers, I and Team Negatives, I really don't know what to say here because I've been expecting a lot from them, but they haven't delivered. So I'm not gonna take their names. Although some teams like 52 Esports who are trailing down on the 14th position, they really might have a chance to grab this game.
Absolutely. And 52 Esports is a team filled with me. There's a lot of snakes. There's a lot of players you'll just find lying around in the ground, hiding underneath the high rise grass, and just making sure that theirs is greener by picking off all the people that they can.
Okay.
Because in a game like PUBG Mobile, even the blood looks green. So it's, yeah, the more you bleed, the more greener your grass gets.
All right, all right. Let's see if they go for cultivation or something like that with the blood that they draw of their enemies. It'll be interesting to see because they'll be buried at the same place if they decide to do something in a normal position. So yeah, Sanhok, the grass gets greener, but that's just because the game does want it to be, and not because of someone's blood. But I'd like to see some blood being drawn
Hey!
in the city of Bootcamp, in the city of Paradise Resort. There was a day, Ahana, I think day number 2 of week number 1, where we saw like what 3 or 4 teams in Paradise. But that was the only day when we had a lot, and by a lot I mean all of those 4 teams fighting against each other in a single game. After
Yep.
that, the drops have been very mush mush.
Yes. However, I feel like we will still see Magnus Esports if they are still in this group that's playing Sanhok go towards Paradise Resort. And this time, I'm definitely going to have much higher hopes from the team because not only are they going to my favorite, drop point, they're also one of the top contenders from my side. So I feel like here's the game when I start trying to want to see them shine. But yeah, there are still a couple of teams that haven't shown much caliber just yet who I want to see play great. There's 52 Esports, there's 141. I'm not saying they'll win, but I'm hoping to see at least some improvement from their side. But Regicide and Agonex I8, they cannot be ignored at all. They both are performing completely outstandingly in this one. So yeah, gonna keep my eyes out for that.
Hmm. All right, the plane part does not matter a lot on this map of Sanhok, and we did see a very north oriented, northern side oriented plane path. So there'll be some time taken from all of these teams to drop in their different locations. But yes, we see a lot of team going for those split drops. We have Team Star. Look at this, Tatmok and Cow. Both of these regions are being occupied by them. 141 is around the shore. They just want to loot those small houses and go for no risky plays here. 3x, they find themselves all alone this time for the very first time in boot camp, so they'll be happy for that. And QWERTY, they're around the boot camp area. They're around the compounds of boot camp and they're trying to loot for themselves as well. So it's a very interesting drop coming here from multiple teams, even freestyle. Look at that. They're not in just one position. Malik can take the area of cave. Fezzi drop shot. They're somewhere wandering around the area of Query. It seems like even I8. 2 players in Lakavi. The rest two players are just looting around in these small housing compounds. So a lot of split drops coming in from a lot of teams. Let's see though which team gets the most out of these drops here.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's too soon. Oh, actually, never mind. It's Sanhok. It's never too soon. Yeah. But
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, I like the fact that the Northwestern Island is in the circle. Camp Alpha is gonna be a great place to hold. Seventh Element has always already capitalized on it. They are gonna be watching the bridge as well. So there's gonna be a hard move for the side of Regicide. But I think the team has the ability to actually go ahead and make it a winnable fight. Bootcamp is going to be seeing some early drop clashes if Team QWERTY decides to stay where they want. And yes, I heard a few bullets. I did. And there it is. Top G. Well, you're going to be the bottom fragger if you die right now.
that
There it
that what
is.
he will be now. I mean, that's grass getting more greener, right, Anna? According to you, that's
Exactly.
blood being
Yes.
drawn here.
See, now you're
All right.
understanding it.
Now I do get your point there. The green flare makes the grass greener. All right.
Yes.
3x Zarbav though. He's out for blood. He's just hunting players of Team QWERTY left and right. And that is what happens when you don't stick as a team. Split drops are great. I don't have a very bad feedback on split drops. But then you need to be in a place where you can hide, where you have a lot of compounds nearby and not just one and two. And then when you want to get to a different compound, you need to rotate like 100, 200 meters.
Slight
That is
disagreement
something you
though.
need to came. I Then stuff like this happens. That's what I feel. Stuff like this happens where two of your players are completely isolated and get picked off one by one.
I agree to a point, but then there's one tiny point that I disagree with. You said there should be
Okay.
enough place to hide. I mean, it's Sanhok. How much more place do you need to hide? Every single place is a
All
hiding
right.
spot. All you have to
Mhm.
do is prone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, you just prone down and you have the cleaner
Oh,
cover for yourselves. But 1-for-1, they're also having a say in a fight against the players of Team Magnus. Draw lane has been drawn out and taken care of. That's the first frag and get another one here. Big Show also out of the game. Magnus looks like they're in a lot of trouble just to be held by a third party team star. But now QWERTY, Wolverine, he is being pinched as well. He gets a knock onto Malik, but then comes in the trade. Freestyle, get their third frag.
well, freestyle
Oh,
not
wait, just
only.
first frag.
Yep, they're not only getting frags, they're also making sure that they have all their men alive. So they're gonna make sure that no losses are faced by the team. I
Mhm.
do think that the first couple of frags from the side of Team QWERTY had gone to 3x and one to Team Star, while 1-for-1 officials made sure that they were picking off Magnus alongside. I think Team Star was supporting 1-for-1 in some way or the other. It was unknowing support, but it happened. But yeah, I mean, Magnus Esports, they aren't having the best time of their lives. And I feel that is because they did not choose to go where they should have gone, should have listened to me. But
All
yes, you
right.
cursed me. I'm betting on this. I have to get something done tomorrow to make sure this curse is off of me. So yeah, if knows anyone that can do something about this, let me
Mhm.
know.
Just take a bath and you'll be fine, Hannah. Just take a bath. That's what you need.
Hey, that's
Just a
something
bath.
that's a ritual for me. Taking a bath is a ritual. Just like you, I want to save water, so maybe sometime in
Okay.
2027 I'll have the time for it.
All right, all right. But that's what you. That's then take two baths, one for me, so that the curse can be lifted off of you. That's what I'll say. But yeah, H2E gets a frag onto the players of HellRaisers. That's Z down for HellRaisers, and now just three players remaining. Or is it two? Okay, it's three. They still have a little bit consolidation in the number of players that they have. Although as soon as I say that, there are a few frags. Tarzan finally gets traded off for the very first time in a lot of days. I've seen HellRaisers fire back. They've got a knock for themselves.
Well, that's true. But yeah, we just a few seconds ago we saw a mannequin right in front of Zarbaf, right? I
Mhm.
do gotta catch you up. There's a story. That mannequin,
Oh, okay.
it contains the spirits of every single person that dies on this map.
Oh, that one, huh?
Yeah, and if you pray to it, it helps you kill more people on the map. So
Okay,
yeah.
you're one of those. You're one of those
Oh
believers,
no no, we
which
just found
just
this. We just found this lore the last time we were casting this map. You weren't here, So yeah, you missed out on it, but this is a factual lineup. You can go ahead and Google the PUBG actual official
Ah,
records. It's there. It's
sure,
definitely there.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take your word for it, Hara. No doubt at all. I mean, come on. If that was the case, boot camp and paradise would just have been empty, and people would have been fighting to just pray in front of those mannequins. That would have been the case. But yeah, I think Hellraisers players have been answered as of now. Z was taken down, but they were able to take back two in return, and that is from a good team as well. H2E, not the bad, not the worst possible teams here. Asad is still trying to stick around, try to find anything that he can, but H2E reduced to just two. Better rotate so that they're not harmed by the play zone anymore. The second zone will do a lot of damage, and even Hellraisers now need to rotate very quickly. And I don't think so they'll be able to make it too far if they just keep staying here, because whatever, okay, he has two first aids, but one of his teammates is just playing on bandages. So Hellraisers, they need to make a move on, or maybe be lucky and find a vehicle in the process. That's the truth. One of the two things has to be done here. Team Tough, though, little do they know that just above the ridge is Team North Esports. And okay, now the shots have been taken, so they might have a clue about this particular team. But yes, North Esports, they have a good high range advantage onto these players just residing in these low lying areas. But let's see how do they take the most out of this situation.
Well, every team is gonna try to take the most out of all the situations that they're handed, but then some are just not as optimal. So we'll see how much optimization their game can deliver. But in the meanwhile, H2, oh my god, this team is just going on getting stronger and stronger. It's only one frag, they're still out of the zone, they get a couple. But yeah, I'm liking the performance, specifically when it's a map like Sanhok where you can literally not predict a thing. I'm happy. I'm happy with the fact that they at least have a couple of frags to their name. Hellraisers is doing good as well, specifically considering the kind of position they survive in so far. And yeah, Team Star 52 Esports, again, gonna be a couple of teams I'm gonna look out for. They do have a chance, a shot at making sure that their shots connect well and give them a great dinner to take home and feast on. But yes, in the meantime, we are gonna see H2E get eliminated completely. Wait. Oh, I just made up a full form for H2E. Fritz, hear me out. Oh my god, I'm so
Mhm.
smart. Hard to eliminate.
Okay. Now just search on Wikipedia H2E, and if that's the full form, I'll say you copied it, because
No,
I
I
cannot
didn't.
I cannot believe you right now. That's the sentence that you've made.
They
But
just
yeah,
got
I mean,
eliminated, so yeah.
I know, but it's too obvious, is what I'm saying. It's
I
too
mean,
obvious that that could be the
ah,
full form.
okay.
But okay, you finally, hey, Ahana, you finally figured it out. Week number two, day number two, week number, yeah, and that's great. That's great for you. But yes, now talking about the zone, look at this. You, as an IGL, have to make a decision here, Ahana. Which island do you choose? Because it can go on either of these.
I would choose to stay near Hatin at the bridge point so that I have
There's
an
no
easy
bridge on
rotate.
Aten.
Hey, look at the one right under the name of Star Miracle.
Oh, okay. But won't you think that literally will be the hottest bridge, and as soon as you try to rotate from there, you'll get shot upon from
See, that's the
Team
point.
Tough,
This is
from Team
Sanhok. You can
North
just lie
Esports.
down on the ground.
No, but not on a bridge,
Not on the
because
bridge,
one.
but like around it.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
Not
Okay, I
exactly
get your
on the
point.
bridge. Yeah.
I get your point. But let's see though what the zone has in mind when it is
Yes.
going towards the Camp Alpha Island. So teams like 3x, 7th Element, all of these teams are in good luck, I'd say. They have already
Mm.
rotated towards this area. And you look at the white little markers on the map as well, right? So those are the highest point that terrain can reach in the map. And 7th Element is on it. So they will like literally have a party of frags if they want to from that particular area.
Well,
Star
QWERTY
though,
has
they're
no
taking some
chances.
shots. Somehow it just transitioned off of there, but a knock could have been imminent. Pikachu though, just lands a nade onto Malik's forehead and gets a knock. Star Zyro J though, the one spraying down, his opponent gets taken down by a player of 52 esports, but the DBS, it rocks a shot, takes pan down, but the trades are there.
Well. Here's a densely populated area, and it's filled with doctors. So we'll see how the medications, the revivals come in. But right now, it just feels like there's way too little HP on these players, and they're getting shot as well at the same exact time. Freestyle is gonna make sure that they get the best pieces out of it. However, it's gonna be Team Bablu that has the better hand in this fight. Team QWERTY still surviving with only one player who's still outside the zone, by the way. Two frags to their name, not a great start. Magnus still with no frags at all, no initiation at all. Only two players surviving, while Team Bablu, even though outside the zone, still make sure everyone is on board and they have a couple to their name. But yeah, it just seems like a difficult one. For a lot of teams, I'm excited they're gonna lose one. IQ, IQ, why do you do this to yourself?
That was a very risky move. I don't know. I did the Ajil call this rotation off? Falak if he does not get the knock, they'll be in a lot of trouble, and that they are. Black gets the second one as well. UZM,
Ooh.
he is able to trade Faizi out, but needs to get the second one as well. Needs to get Black here, because he is the one causing a lot of trouble. With a nade here, but Black decides to jump off of the ridge as well. So now Black won't be a matter of concern for the players of Team I8. And he gets spotted down as well and use at him. Now it's a race to the beach. The one who comes out first will get the frag, but I think the players of I8 are already on the bridge. Aiku has already been able to get himself the revival, and now the frag should be theirs. I mean, that should be the elimination of freestyle. As soon as Black comes out, he'll be spotted down. Some shots being taken as well. Aiku, it's just a matter of time. Black, here he comes out for breath. Aiku spots him down, takes him down as well, and I8. I think all of their 4 players should be secured and they'll be able to move in the zone. Magnus Esports though here. Zibian and Skrigu. These are the remaining 2 players for the team of Team Magnus. And they're not inside the zone as well. And 141 I think has no idea that they're just creeping behind these players. Zibian, he just might get knocked if he does not stand up and run. Although Eagle has been spotted down. I think some shots were taken. Eagle goes down to the backstab from Zibian. And now Magnus, they just want to move in. They just want to take this fight. And let's see, it's a 2v4 fight here. King pulls out a nade here. Ski, he's trying to get a nade connected onto his opponents himself, but his teammate falls off. Zibian gets taken care of. JD has a rough idea about the last player's location. Nades being tossed all around. 141 should have this fight in their bag. 141, yeah, they do have this fight in their bag. Scree was not expecting that player to be in that particular area. Nithi though, he was eliminated early on. But 141, they get those 3 frags and are still a part of the game. Star Miracle though, on the other hand, gets a knock onto the player of 52 Esports. Reggie side also losing players left and right.
Well, there's a lot of damage that needs to be converted into frags. There's 3 people still on the ground who need to be grounded completely. However, there is very little ground left inside the circle. Look at the circle we're seeing right now. It's looking like 60-40. There is still a lot of land, but not enough for all these teams to make place in it. There's still like 10 teams surviving, and it's not that low of a man count. I mean, look at that. There's at least 6 teams with all 4s on their feet. Regicide, things are going to be difficult for them, and the one causing the trouble here is 141 official. They have a unicorn for their logo. Come on, how do you be such an angelic animal and then be such a ravaging animal? Like,
Okay.
I mean, it's contradictory. It's contradictory. But however, as long as it's working out for the team, I'm happy for them, because I did want to see 141 step up. They have only 3 frags to their name and have already lost a man. Not the best situation, but much better than what they've been finding themselves in for a while. Team Negatives, however, is going to be going back home with only 1 frag to the name and no position points whatsoever. However, every single team from here on gets a piece of the position points.
Maxi though gets a piece of a bullet in his back from a team below him. And Arif is taking a big risk here. He's all out in the open, just has a ridge to play with, and is trying to be in this particular area. My god, this is risky. Arif though, he could be rewarded if the players of Team 7th Element just overlook him, but Arif gets spotted down. Some shots being delivered from Goku, but they do not connect. Tokusaurus, he's tossing a nade here onto Arif, but Arif, he decides to Hail Mary it. He wants to be all out in the open and run for his life. He will be punished. Tokusaurus with the frag, but here comes the third party from Reggie's side. Knock Knock says hello, and that's a knock onto Tabby. Pan also wants to join the party, and 7th Element. They're in a desperate situation now. 2 of the players are down on the ground.
Well, there's gonna be a very dire need of revival here from the side of 7th Element. They have been able to bring their players back on feet. There's no damage to them as of now. Tabby will be revived quickly as well, but Maxi has his eyes right at the right spot. A little bit of movement, a little bit of noise, and you might just get a hit from the crosshairs of Maxi. He doesn't have his gun pointed exactly at the point just yet, so it's gonna be a little bit of time for the time to kill frame that comes when your reflexes have to work on point, and that is something 7th Element can capitalize on. However, being on Sanhok, it's hard to spot people. Knock Knock has been knocked down, so 7th Element does have every single element that is required for a revenge. In the meanwhile, Team BABLU and 3x are gonna have a one-on-one of their own.
Oh, and 3x. They just wipe Team BABLU in the process. Great fight from Team BABLU, not losing even a single player, not getting a knock on themselves. But I'd say they were a bit lucky that no teams were involved in this third party, and they were very easily able to figure out this fight very fast. I think they've also spotted the players of Team I8. Some shots have been taken. Yes, no comeback is able to get that knock onto the players coming out from the beach. And they're being naded as well. So I8, they don't find themselves in a good position at all. The frag gets confirmed as well. Reggie's side, on the other hand, they also have to make sure that they safely cross under the bridge. Edgar is the one who gets the frag onto IQ. So 3x, even though they were the ones who started off picking the players of Team I8 one by one, but they're not the ones confirming those frags for themselves.
Yup, it's definitely not looking like that. But yeah, Regicide has definitely turned things to their own side. It's in their own favor. They were able to revive the one knocked player from their team. They are gonna be surviving with all force. And well, this is Sanhok. We have animals, we have snakes. But yes, the ones that are on all fours are going to be the tigers that take the fight for themselves. Talking about tigers and lions, Team Star has already been eliminated a long while back. But yeah, I just wanted to remind them that they're getting picked off way too soon. Team Tough, I'm happy. All 4 are on board. The moment I say it, one gets knocked. I shouldn't say anything further. But yeah, great numbers for them because 7th Element, Agonex I8, North Esports, they're all trailing way too low. But this Molly, this is gonna be the fire that burns the worst. Because Regicide is gonna be in a lot of danger, and look at that aggression coming in from the side of Team Tough. They are gonna be a very tough competition for the side of Regicide, and well, with only two surviving, right after the reset, I feel like we might see more coming in from the side of Tough X. While Regicide keeps getting the one being ground in a meat grinder, with those picks being traded to them all the way from every single team that's able to set their eyes on them, including 7th Element, who have 5 to their name now, but only 2 players to sustain the flags.
Oh, 7th Element though, they have to come down this race. T24 needs to either make a jump and hope that the gods are with him and he does not get taken down because of the fall damage, which I don't think so is going to be the case. There has to be a very specific part to his drop down here. Edgar, he is in this battle. Iron, very low on HP, will be forced to move off that angle. And now Haji also repositions. Tough, even though they have such a good position, they're playing it very, very passive. M7 has already been taken down. This could be one of the reasons. But now UZM also activates. Cairo, unaware. Or is he aware? I think he just stopped. He just stopped. The nade is being tossed in direction. He is as well. Was with very little HP. Haji might be able to get that frag, but somehow even he loses a player. Vaz gets that frag, and now has to come out in the open, will get targeted, will get picked, and Team Tough another frag to their name.
Well, Regicide, that was a good run, but it did not survive just as long. 3x, I feel like they're gonna have the best of the game. However, it's not gonna be as many frags as you would expect from this team because they do everything triple the times. But look at that, 7th element is gonna be spotted by no comeback. He is gonna come back from the fight. But does it look like he's gonna be able to invest again? There's only one already
What?
knocked, and that one will not be surviving for a long time. 7th element is gonna be on the 3rd position here. While Tough X and 3x are gonna fight it off, but the 1x with the bigger number in front of it takes it home. 3x with a very amazing winner chicken dinner that has to be shared with the number of frags that they have on their boards. Great initiation. This team just does not cease to impress. The excitement is tripled, the aggression is tripled, the game combination is tripled. I have no words, but actually more numbers because they're 3x. They're great. They're just great.
Hey, Mom 2 looks so cool in the picture. I just say it very much, I'd say. But man, 3x. What a performance from this team. More statistics to show how did Team 3x do will be shown after this.
पहले ही कस्टमर्स नहीं आ रहे थे और आगे रमजान में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं आएंगे। तुम सारा टाइम अपने दोस्तों के साथ आवारागर्दी में गुजार देते हो। इस तरह तो गुजारा हो ही नहीं सकता। खबरदार फोन को हाथ लगाया। ओ, आ गए होंगे तुम्हारे आवारा दोस्त।
क्या सीन है ब्रो, चला चले।
नहीं यार, आज गेम नहीं खेल सकता।
अहमद,
आ रहा हूँ मम्मी।
बढ़ाने से, साथ निभाने से, उम्मीद बांटने से खुशियां घटती नहीं बस बढ़ती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा। हाथ जो मिलते हैं रास्ते निकलते हैं, खुशियों में बदलते हैं। रौनक हर चेहरे पे खुद ही आ जाती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा।
क्या बात है बच्चों, दिल जीतने वाली गेम खेल गए।
तो आंटी आपके साथ भी एक स्क्वाड अप हो जाए।
हाँ, आ जाओ।
इस रमजान अपने स्क्वाड की गेम से बनो किसी की भलाई का मजबूत जरिया और खेलो सिर्फ दिल जीतने के लिए।
Well, this Ramzan, team up with your friends and make sure that you are spreading all the support and kindness that you can while you play to win hearts. And well, talking about playing and winning and hearts, mine belongs to 3x. They are performing so good.
Uh-huh. They just did. They just had 9 frags, although not a lot, but it should do. It should do in the map of Sanhok. I mean, you cannot expect you just going around and killing everyone in the process. So that's something which rarely happens. But yes, the MVP has to be Zarba from Team 3x. 5 eliminations to his name, 540 damage. The only department he lacked in was the number of healing done. But that's
I don't
where
think
you
that's
want
a
your player to be. Exactly, that's where you want to lack quite a bit. Just 59 health recovered from the medicines.
Oh my god. Things are getting harder and harder day by day. The more I start hoping for some teams to just show up from the bottom of the chart and make their make their comeback, make their noise, make sure that people are seeing them, they're in the lights, the more difficult it keeps getting for them, because the ones on top, they are improving relentlessly. And about talking about relentless players, look at this. 5 of them making their claim. The frags are not as much, but look at the damage. This is emotional damage.
Not much though, I'd say, Hannah. Not much. We've seen
I
better
mean, it's
damage
Sanhok though.
statistics. But still, there should have been a team which at least had a player with 1000 damage, is what I felt in Sanhok.
Hey.
Because Sanhok, you can really take those third party shots and accumulate the damage stats. Even if you don't get a knock, it's fine. But accumulating the damage stats is something I wanted for all of these players to do. But yeah, now talking about some more facts from the game as well. The highest damage was achieved by T24. The most number of frags was taken by Zarbaf. Most assists will be provided by the Divine, and I mean healing done. Tears. It kind of sounds similar because when you are in tears, you need that heal, and 368 is what he was able to recover.
There's more to the correlation. When you're in hell, you will be having tears because like he's from HellRaisers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making very little sense these days, but the game and the
All
stats
good.
of it make a lot of sense. Look at that. Look at the
3x.
results from match 7.
Mhm.
Oof.
Team Tough, though, they got 12 points, which I'm very
I'm-
surprised by
I'm
because
happy
they were not
for-
performing very good.
Exactly. See, one of my predictions is finally coming true. So I think the curse is finally wearing off thanks to every single person who showered their blessings on me. This is working. This is definitely working. Whatever you're doing, keep
BABLU
doing
though.
it.
All right. That's because you took a bath in the break we had. But all good.
Yeah,
Team
definitely.
BABLU though had 4 points to their name. That's not a lot. Now considering you were able to get a chicken in the previous game, you need to keep those stats up. One game goes very phenomenally in your favor, then you just revert back with a 4-pointer. That's not how it should be done. You need to keep your average up high if you
Yes.
do want to rise up in those charts. But I think so BABLU is already in the clear. They will be able to get into the top 16. So I think they're fine for now. 4 points shouldn't matter a lot. But yes, week number 2, game number 2, this is how the overall ranking looks after that. I8 still on top somehow with 67 points to
1
their
point
name.
difference.
Reggie side with 66, exactly just 1 point away. But yeah, if you compare them with the players of 3x Esports, Team BABLU and Team 7th Element, they do have a good chance to make a lead here.
Well, definitely, but I very well feel like Regicide might just have the chance of swapping places with I8 very quickly because they still have one less dinner than I8. That means the number of frags from the side of Regicide are gonna be better going forward from here, and we might just see them swap places. And once that happens, we'll have a new king to the throne because Regicide, I haven't seen them on top not since this league has started. So this is gonna be a great one. And the way their climb has been, it has only been uphill. So we'll have a great time watching this team trying to sustain the throne that they claim their hands on. And when they start to wobble, it'll be fun.
That is true. And yeah, talking about Wobble, Team Negatives is one of those teams who've dropped down to 13th position. From being in the first chart, now dropping down all the way 13th. We already know what's going wrong with them. They're not confident in fights. They're getting eliminated early on. And how can they avoid it? I think being passive would not be the answer because
Not at
that
all.
is what you've tried in week number 1 and it did not work.
Well, I feel like Team Negatives is definitely gonna have to try to invest themselves in more and more fights. They can, I mean, obviously, a lot of times they will lose. They will be sent back to the lobby. Once they start doing this, they will, however, see where they lack exactly in their fights
Yes.
and be able to fix that and come back into the same fights. And once they start reading how their opponents are fighting, they will be able to actually, turn back and give a good, stand against them. I feel like one of the biggest problems with teams like Team Negatives and Team HellRaisers and even Team Star, even though they survive for a really long time, the problems with these teams are they do not commit to fights, and because of that, they do not know how to deal with one once it comes into face. Because the moment you start getting picked off on, the moment one of your players is knocked, you know exactly which team is attacking you.
Mhm.
And if you've played enough times, if you've fought enough times, you can actually realize what kind of strat this team likes to use. Like if you've fought Seventh Element enough times, you know that one of the players is going to be far away from the rest of the team. He's going to have a good angle, but he's going to be very far away. You can look for all the angles around you and make sure that, okay, if it looks like that angle looks like a very suspicious angle where Tokusaurus could be surviving, you just hide
Mhm.
yourself from that one angle and start taking fights from that position. Like, it would help you a lot finding out where exactly to situate yourself and where exactly to attack a team from and which team to withdraw from instantly. So I feel like we definitely need to see a lot of growth coming in from these teams. However, the disappointing factor is this is a 2 week league. We are already in the second week on the second day. There's
Yes.
hardly 3 days remaining. I The hopes are low.
See, there are just 3 games remaining, but you have to know that you can play 4 games every day. So, I mean, it's not still over because the fight is for the grand finals, Ahana. And what I feel, you experiment in the next 2 games you have, or maybe 3 if you're lucky. You experiment in these games. If it works out for you, if you're feeling confident, if you're able to eliminate one team before being eliminated, you continue doing it. You take the risk in the third day and be like, yes, what could go wrong from here on? We're anyways being eliminated if we don't take this risk. And that is the mentality I would like to see from the bottom 4 teams, because then it will push the other ones. Then it will push the teams from 10 to 14 to play a bit better, because then they would be on the verge of elimination if this happens, if the bottom 4 teams start performing. So it will have a
Absolutely.
very weird effect in the whole game, but then everyone would be looking for frags. And that is where the interest, that is where the game would become fun for us to watch. Everyone trying to find it out, everyone trying to take those very early fights, because I have a funda cleared in my mind for myself. Whenever I'm playing a custom from now on, the fights that I'll take will either be towards the very end zones, or while someone is trying to rotate in front of me, or if I do want to be aggressive, it will be in maybe the first or at max the second zone. After the second zone, I'm not rushing on a squad, because that's just suicide. You'll get shot from 3 different angles. If it is very necessary for you to push on to a particular compound because of the zone restrictions, then I need a lot of smokes in my hand, so that I can just completely deny any information to the players that are playing from a very far away angle, and then focus on the squad right in front of me. But that's just me. Let's see if the other squads do decide to do the same on this map of Miramar, because we're back to, according to me, the most tactical map.
Well, absolutely. We might see a couple of teams trying to follow your strat. However, I feel like the ones far ahead in the top, they definitely have made themselves very comfortable in their positions. They've definitely made sure that they have enough amount of confidence filled into their veins that it's pumping right out of their guns at constant times. Like, there is no freeze in between, there is no cool down in between. They just want to take their irons and heat it up, fire away. However, the few teams that do play a little, laid back, I mean, they do have good number of frags, they do take chickens in a great way, but they do not aggressively invest in every single fight they see. One of those teams in a great position is Regicide, so I do expect to see the kind of gameplay that you talked about coming in from their side. I expect a similar thing from the side of Magnus Esports as well. However, I feel like 3x and Seventh Element do not fall in the same category. These two teams have, you know I think, sworn to make sure that they're taking every single fight that's present in front of them. Um, yeah, looking at the board, I feel like Quantum Rage also falls in the same category that Regicide and Magnus do. So we might be seeing a similar game from their side as well. And on the other hand, Agonex I8 will be falling around with 7th Element and 3X and I guess X Generation, the kind of teams that like to just keep their guns on all the time.
Hey, I don't know about the players, Ahana, but at least the zone came and visit you in prison. We have the first play zone
Hi.
being formed on prison, so that's at least something. I mean, better, maybe even better than the players having
I
the zone, not needing to move from that place, because that's where you belong. But
I
yes, 52
oh,
esports, 52 esports, 4 Choto, Hassan, Joker, all of the 4 players still surviving for now, and I'm surprised to see them in the very first zone.
well. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, yeah, the surprise is obviously there, but I don't know. The teams are literally, surprising us with quite a lot of things, so I don't feel like taking one more to my head because it's already too much to comprehend. But yeah, talking about prison, you keep sending me there. But the fact that the zone was in my favor, I feel like today is the day I should have worn that t-shirt, which literally claims that I come from there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'll still represent my crowd.
All right, that you do, that you do. But for now though, QWERTY, they're also looting for themselves. Is this Picardo? I think that is Picardo. Okay, no, it's San Martin. All right, it's a very big city to loot in, and I hate looting in areas like these where there are so long buildings, and when you get inside a building, you just find what UMPs and vectors all around. You don't find an M4, and it's so irritating. Just wasting 45 to a minute of your time just trying to loot a building that has nothing to offer. That's why I prefer shorter buildings. That's why I prefer shorter areas to loot. You know, just from a far away distance, you can figure out is there good loot or not, and if there's not, you can just move on to the next one. But yeah, Reggie side, I mean, look at this. Knock Knock is looting in a very safe spot. No problem. These are small buildings. You can just even see the third person perspective if the loot is good or not, if it's worth even going in or not. Knock Knock though is doing the due diligence by walking on to every loot he can find. But that's really not necessary. He again just enters the same compound. So yeah, I mean, don't know what Knock Knock is doing, but he's finding useful stuff for himself.
He's living in the Groundhog Days. He's repeating history. Ah, look at that. One more time. Yeah, we can keep going in this loop. It's looking interesting. But yeah, in the meanwhile, talking about loops. Which team do you expect to be winning on a loop on this one? I mean,
Reggie side.
by on this one, I mean in this week. Which team do you have the best expectations from?
Reggie side. I'd say Reggie side. No reason, just don't ask me the reason here. I'll just have a feeling.
Because you don't have one, you're just seeing the name on your screen, so you're like, let me spit this one out.
Hey, hello, I can see all the teams on the other side as well. We have 3X, we have Freestyle, we have BABLU, we have HellRaisers. All the teams are listed on the right hand side, but yeah, true, Hana. This list just came like 10 seconds ago. But Reggie side was on the screen trying to loot. And yeah, you caught me there with Reggie side's
Yes,
name.
now that I've caught you, you're going to prison as well. So your sentence has been announced. Now you'll be serving us.
Okay.
Anyways, going back to the main topic of today, that is, what food is the most delicious? Don't say chicken dinner, because that's already making me very hungry. But like, yeah, so here's the thing. Okay, let me be very frank. Let me put it out there. I don't want about. Let me recollect my words. Give me a second. I don't want to talk about people driving in their vehicles. That's just not something that interests me. Not at this moment. Specifically on a day when we have 3 Miramars. And where people are
Alright.
trying to fall by themselves off of high altitudes and injuring their own bodies, not being cautious about their own health and safety. I mean, someone trained them. But yeah, so let's just talk about something else. Still related to game, but something else. So give me facts. Start spitting.
You want facts? I'll give you Zibian's not good at the game. How can you fall off a cliff and get knocked out in a professional
Okay, that's
setting?
not
Come
a
on.
fact. That's not a fact.
Hey, I find it funny.
I find it funny too,
until
yes.
until and unless it's you're exiting off a vehicle and you fall off, that's a different thing. But wait a minute, we'll hold these thoughts off because HellRaisers, they've got the first blood, and that's on a team that I predicted. Hey, HellRaisers, did you get another team to pick a fight with?
Well, they did, but they had it on their minds. You've been mocking them for a while, so they are gonna knock from your team. That's the goal. That is the goal.
Okay.
However, right now it seems like Roshan is the one who's gonna be knocked, and Vaz is the one who's sent back home. So see you on another map, because I'm sure you have at least one more to go. But in the meanwhile, Miramar looks like it is exactly the place where HellRaisers were raised, because it's hot, it's thirsty, and that's exactly where HellRaisers want to draw the blood. Roshan, however, has recovered. He is gonna tend to his wounds, but in the meanwhile, HellRaisers Tears is gonna want to cause more and more salty water dropping out of the players from the side of Reggie's side.
Knock with just an M4 and 3X, that's not the fight you'd like to have against HellRaisers. So it's better to either stay put till the zone closes in or maybe rotate to a different spot. Drawlin though, He was trying to draw some blood there. Almost had a knock as well. Had his opponent at a very little or at a very weak HP left. But yeah, they'll survive. The rotation will come in. Until now, only Regicide has lost a player. So Vaz is out of the game cursing me. Why did you predict our name? But good start for HellRaisers is what I'll say. One frag to their name on top of the leaderboard right now. Even the second zone favors them. The zone's forming around Chumasera. So it will be a battle of the ridges here. You'll have a lot of teams hiding in those ridges, just trying to get their vehicles inside one of the ridge and burst them down to create a fortress to fight with. But then when one of the players gets in the nading range, the situation can all change very drastically. But yeah, for now, the grounders, it's a very risky rotation. Whenever I see a vehicle being driven on a road, I say you're just riding towards your death, because you can get shot upon from so many angles, but not on a bike though. You are the safest on a bike, even though there's no cover around you. But there's no good enough player who can shoot you on the bike and get you down.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we've been surprised quite a few times. I'm not gonna make any claims just yet, or ever again in this game, because cast is curse. Oh my god, it's so hard to live with that thing. I mean, a lot of times I have a prediction which I feel like is a great prediction, and everyone thinks the same, and then it just goes to ashes. And then I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have made that one. I start feeling responsible for the losses of these teams, and that just hurts me really bad, specifically when it happens to a team that I was trying to support. So yeah, when they say support has arrived in PUBG, I'm not the one saying that. I'm the exact opposite of that. But Regicide, they are gonna be having enough support to make their way out of this fight, while North Esports just keep trying to get their crosshair in the right position.
Yeah, Regicide is just bailing off every position they go because they see a team nearby, and they're like, yeah, we're the only teams with 3 players standing, so it's not a good fight to take. And North Esports, I mean, they just took a few shots, and that was enough to scare the players of Regicide. Here we have 52 Esports who might involve themselves in a tussle with the players of 3x Esports. Now 3x is booming with confidence right now. They don't, I think so, they don't feel any fear right now. For till they get a knock on themselves, they should not feel any fear on them. Joker, those spots no comeback, and no comeback also has that information onto Joker. The thing is, he has a DBS as a second weapon, so he needs to be very careful with how he uses his ammo on the M4. And let's see 52 Esports if they're able to counter that or not, because they are the ones holding this area. Now 3x, it's a very risky rotation, and 2 of the players have been spotted down. Fofo, though, very unaware about the player's location, gets taken down, but look at that. No comeback and bomb 2. Down on the ground ASAP.
Well, the circle seems like it's going on shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and the number of players isn't. Like, so far into the game, we have 61 still alive, 1 still on the ground, but that's gonna be revived soon enough. However, there's teams still trying to rotate, and in that rotation, there is gonna be quite a few tables turning. Look at that. The first elimination, the team to go off is 3x. Interesting.
The grounders though, all 4 players standing, they find themselves at a ridge, at a lower ridge as compared to their opponents. That will be HellRaisers. So let's see the grounders, how do they want to rotate. One of the players is, okay, just one of the players was in that particular area. So yeah, the remainder of the team has already rotated inside the zone, and they're on the safer side. I'd say they're on the safer side of this play zone. So let's see if the grounders, they decide to make a move here or not. QWERTY finds a knock onto the player of Quantum Rage. So that's another fight happening on some other part of the map. Maxi has taken some damage, probably fall damage. Okay, no, there is a team nearby, so those could be some shots being taken from team negatives as well. And Buzzard, oh, don't see that often, but Buzzard has been able to find a frag for himself.
Well, I mean, as I said before, the team is trying to step up. The curse. Anyways, HellRaisers, they have lost a couple as well. I'm only gonna talk about the negative things on the map, including team negatives. Because, well, if I talk about anything good, it just turns bad as quickly. I'm literally the opposite of the Midas touch. He used to turn everything to gold, I turn everything to dust. Anyways,
your Medusa. Just
She
killing
turned
everyone
everything
in
to
the process.
stone, but like, yeah. Oh, yeah,
And
makes
killing them
sense.
in the
Oh, it makes
process.
so much more sense considering the fact that I'm also the snake in Sanhok. Going back into the game, going back into the game. There's quite a few frags coming in left and right, 1-for-1 in Magnus Esports. It's great to see that both the teams are
Gone.
giving an equal competition to each other. However, in the crossfire, we are gonna see HellRaisers and XGeneration both get eliminated completely off the charts because you do not take a fight inside. Sorry, yes, inside the blue zone, outside the play zone. This is ridiculous. Okay, I do want to make one thing very, very clear. This is a battle royale, but one of the key things is that you make sure you're taking only the fights that mean something, not the ones that eliminate you. Look at that. All the big names, all the ones that were riding on high horses are getting picked off one after the other. This is not the best situation for any of the teams that want to make sure that they're staying exactly where they are, unmoved, unshaken towards the top of the charts. However, good news for the ones that were trailing behind. This is your lucky day, lucky map, and a great chance at making this a victory for at least one team that we've never seen have a chicken dinner. It's time you start feeding.
Let's see negatives. They have a few frags lined up, only if they're able to capitalize on that. But since they're on the edge of the zone, it's better not to just peek and give a knock here. 40 seconds on the clock. It's better to find a better spot because you know you'll not be inside the next zone. North Esports and QWERTY though, they've left a few players out on the ground and they probably should rotate to Nightmare. He came with a vehicle hoping to get that revival, but Wolverine said big fat no. And I think there's a no to rotation on the revival of Top G as well. I think they're not interested to go for the revival, or are they? I think they are. Chief is running, but does he have enough time? I think Top G just might bleed out. It'll be a close call. It will be a very, very close call, and I think Chief just gets the touch. He does.
Right.
But no time to deploy a smoke. So he is taking a big risk trying to get this revival. But that will pay off. The risk will pay off because Chief is able to get that revival. Top G will be able to heal himself back up. Freestyle on the other hand though, Fez is able to take down a player of Freestyle Talisman.
Well, this does not seem like a best situation for any teams at all. All of them are suffering. All of them are having something or the other that's going wrong for them. Specifically, the teams still maintaining a good man count who have something in their advantage have a bad gameplay overall history running in their disadvantage. So, well, there's nothing I can say much about, but Minas del Valle is going to be the hotspot for the moment with a centralized circle towards the column. We are going to see all of our teams trying to rush in towards the city and have a feast. How many of them are going to be able to contest for the chicken is the big question. And how many of them are going to chicken out on the fights is another one. There's a lot of questions, there's a lot of answers we need. But right now, we're just going to focus on whatever the game serves us. And however, right now on the screen, that's going to be the fight between Quantum Rage and Freestylers. Both the teams in very bad situations. 2 players each, no frags to any one of them. And well, Freestylers, it looks like Dropshot is pretty lonely. Fezzy is not going to be as close around as you would want him to be able to provide the right kind of cover, the right kind of help to the teammate that is trying to invest in a little bit of fights to get a little bit of points to make sure they are in a little bit better position than if they had 0.
Oh, Divine though, Divine and Spark, both the players still surviving. And Quantum Rage all in a bit of a pickle. But I'd say Drop Shot is in a bigger one. Some nades to his torso. He somehow survives that nade. Has to instantly reposition, and which he does. And Divine is smart enough to not use that piece of utility here. Northeast Coast though, there's a fight against the players of Team QWERTY. Drop Shot is trying to get that third party, trying to get some frags for himself. But that's not going to be the case. He instantly just falls back from that position. Fezzy tosses a nade. That's good chunk of damage being accumulated, but not a knock. Negatives here also in a fight. They've lost Buzzet in the process, but they'll be able to take down Wolverine. And that's Team QWERTY out of the game.
Well, I don't I don't understand what's happening to our teams right now. It's looking very haywire, very chaotic. It's definitely fun, but for how long? I mean, look at this. The great number of frags come from teams with losses of man count. The ones with great number of man count do not have enough frags to their name. And again, you cannot forget the fact there's only gonna be one chicken dinner in a map. So there is definitely gonna be a huge point difference between these teams, and that is something they need to try and cover up for. North Esports, however, is gonna reside right across the hill for negatives. Is this a good move? I don't think so. I don't think so. You're vulnerable. You're not in the best position. If you come walking, probably. But I feel like the players from the side of North Esports are just situated way too organically that they're going to be able to make the best of this fight. Talking about the other teams, we are seeing a play zone pressure coming in towards quite a few. And a lot of them are already outside the blue.
Oh, Fezzi is still trying to take some shots onto Quantum Race. That fight is still going on. And I think the Fezzi will be eliminated because of third party and not because of a Molly. But I think Quantum Race, okay, they're taking steps. They do want to take this fight. I think they know that this player is all alone in this position. And Divide, he's moving forward with the DBS. He has to land the shot. He has to nail the shot. Fezzi, forced because of the play zone. Spark manages to get that frag and team Quantum Race. They get that second to their name. Maxi, spotted by Divine. Some shots do get exchanged, but not enough to get the knock. Divine now also starts his rotation to get himself inside the play zone, which is going to be a very difficult task to achieve considering there are so many teams alive. BABLU using a vehicle of their own. North Esports hiding behind ridges, and so is Team Negatives.
Well, I am not understanding the way this one is working, because look at that, a lot of the big names, a lot of the big guns have already run out of ammo. There's no good shots for these teams, like Quantum Rage 2 points in total, Regicide with none at all to feed on. A very funny thing, out of all the ones that got eliminated, HellRaisers is the one with the most. Kudos, I guess. But what are the rest of them doing?
that's a decent question to ask. But Team Negatives, they have Guru Boy down on the ground. They need to get that revival, and they need to get it ASAP because North Esports is not waiting. They've got Shamir down. Nightmare was reduced to very little HP, but Shamir has been taken care of. Arif now cooking a nade onto the player that is trying to get that revival. But does Arif escape? I think he does. Maxi just took a vehicle, just ran, just Hail Mary out of there, and he was able to escape. But one of the players of North Esports is still sticking around. Arif, he was not able to go back. He calls Maxi as well. He wants to take this fight. TFD though, they do want to engage in this battle, and they will. Maybe not. Maxi switches it up and gets the job done, and they get that elimination. He was all alone though because Arif got taken down behind him, and now TFD is the team they need to be concerned about.
Well, they're at a huge loss. They're definitely at a huge loss, and there's another team just rushing in close to them. But there's a great third-party chance here for the side of 52 Esports. We'll see how they capitalize on it. But in the meanwhile, right below Chumasera is where we're going to see a lot of celebration going on. And this celebration is not going to have any fireworks. It's going to have fire weapons. It's going to have bullets. It's going to have frags. It's going to have mollies. And it's going to be a great sight to watch. I mean, only in games though. 52 Esports is closing in. They're closing in. They I feel like have a hint of a fight going on here. However, the third party on this one is going to be a little more riskier. So they're just going to choose a different fight to commit to with all players. Actually, I'm sorry. All players but one still on board. 52 Esports tries to commit to one while BABLU and Agonex I8 are going to be taking one for themselves. The Grounders are looking at a good position as of now, but I think I8 has this one. If they are able to lose this, if they are able to be made to lose this, whoever does it, is gonna have an impressive chart for us to take a look at.
52 esports though. I do see Joker who's trying to toss some nades onto the players of the grounders, but those nades are not landing on point. So that is one of the issues that they have to deal with here. The grounders with 4 players standing, they will pose a threat here to 52 esports, but they also have to take care about their back. BABLU Pan, he has been reduced to very little HP, but the important thing is he is still surviving. As soon as I say that, I8 nades connects onto that player. He gets taken down, but the third party comes in from 52. That's not at all optimal for the players of I8, and they instantly just get themselves back together for the rotations.
Well, a great third party from a team that has not been able to acquire much from themselves for a while. 5 frags and 3 players standing. This third party is not only going to help them attain some frag points, it will also make sure that their standing in the ground is more and more solidified, because other teams will be losing players. They'll not be standing with all 4s anymore. Team BABLU gets completely eliminated in the meanwhile, and that just means there's 3 more to worry about for the side of 52 esports. North Esports, I know they're going to be able to make sure that they rat it out for a while, but I don't think the chicken is theirs at all. With only 1 man standing, it's going to be way difficult, considering that the rest of the teams are almost full squad. Are they prepared? 52 esports, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping you take this. But is the ground gonna be in your favor? Are the grounders gonna get knocked by you? Are the faulty devils gonna make as many faults against you as they did all through the tournament? Are Agonex I8 losing sight of this one? Are you gonna be able to make it is the question. I have my eyes set on you, but look at that. The winning chances for you look really slim. Are you going to be able to broaden the horizon? Are you going to be able to make it possible for yourself to have a victory, to have a dinner that you take home to the hungry players you're playing with? The grounders, they are low on altitude. So is I8. So is North Esports. The only one having altitude advantage over 52 esports is the faulty devils, but they are going to be making sure that they make the best of it. Joker Sir is going to be knocked, and there it goes. The chances keep on getting slimmer and slimmer for the side of 52 esports, but they're going to be coming in with the right frags and the right trades. Is the grounders ready for this fight? Are they looking for the best possible chance for themselves? Are they looking at the team that they can beat? Or is 52 esports just going to make the best of this chance? The grounders, they have to be very cautious, because even though they're looking at a better chances here compared to 52 esports, it does not look like they're gonna have much chance when the other teams start closing in. There's still 5 teams on the board. 52 esports, Toto, you're in the wrong open area, and that's just going to result in a better side for the side of the grounders. They're going to make sure that their crosshair shifts very quickly and the spray transfers onto the other player from the side of 52 esports, and that results into an elimination. All of my hopes right into the ground, and all of the players from the side of 52 esports right back to the lobby.
Oh, 52 esports. They were looking, I'll not say the contenders were chicken, but they could have done a bit better. Here the TFD, 2MB, he's dishing out a lot of damage. And now Easy Boy wants to take this fight against Maxi. Maxi is a bit more accurate on the first few shots, but then the job gets done by TFD. Good frags for them, and now it's essentially a 4v4v3 here. The grounders, they've lost a player, but the zone, if it helps them, they could come out on top, but it's a central zone. It is sort of favoring the players of Team TFD. I8, they're dishing out a lot of damage. 2 of the players of the grounders are on the ground, and now it's all down to Chosen Boy to clutch or get eliminated out of this lobby.
Ooh, it doesn't seem like there's much left for these teams to do. It's a 4v3. The Faulty Devils do look like they have a better chance. They have a better position. The HP on Agonex I8 doesn't look the best. This is gonna be a victory to be named in history if it falls in the side of Faulty Devils, because they have been one of the low draggers. If they are able to drag Agonex I8 out of the map for themselves, this is gonna be written in golden words across history. Are they prepared though? There's a scatter. It's a 2-1-1 split. It's not a huge area to call it a split, but I'm still gonna call it one because it looks like one. Agonex I8 on a man count disadvantage on an altitude disadvantage. Gonna try to use the weapon. Gonna try to use the weapon right across from the vehicle. Getting a good cover for themselves. But is this cover good enough to shield them? Because the vehicle is still not burst out. If it does, there's
Oh,
gonna be
that's a
damage in the
nade.
radius. But the nade is gonna land right on time, and Talisman is gonna be the man on his knees. TFD, you do not
That's
have any
Mhm.
advantage into the fight anymore. Is this the one that you are able to take? It doesn't look like that anymore. Batok, this is but a fight you will lose. It's a 1v4 right now, looking by the face of it. And well, there it goes. No clutch is going to be possible for the side of TFD. And with that, they're going to be shut down. Sent back to the lobby with a victory given to Agonex I8. Week 2 is shining for this team.
Ooh, great start. Great start for Team I8 and they converted as well into a good chicken too. It was a 1v4 I think from Aiku in the end onto the players of Team TFD. So the faulty devils, they just fall to a single player. Of course there was support from the rest of the I8 players. The distraction was enough for Aiku though to get in, grab those frags and get his team the chicken dinner. 13 total eliminations, 23 total points. Great game for Team I8. And yes, talking about the consistency, they are back with it.
Well, the consistency that they have is exactly the one that the gravy of a chicken dinner does. However, with more to come for these teams, we are going to be back after a tiny little break because we need a breather. This was hectic. One more minute of silence.
Mhm.
There was a lot to talk about. There is still a lot to talk about. What is I8 doing? I mean, apart from winning, they're doing that really well.
Correct.
I mean, Fritz, talking about a team improving like anything. I mean, they started strong, and you and I were rooting from them even on the day when
Yes.
matches didn't happen at all.
Yes.
They're doing great. They've held the fort. They're holding the ground. They're making sure that they have their roots spread all across. And I think one of their branches is leading all the way into the MVP. Am I right? Let's just take a look.
You should be right. I think because Aiku, he was fragging. He was fragging out of his
There
mind
it
and
is.
that he is the MVP. He is the MVP. I don't know how, but on a map like Miramar, you just take 27 damage. That's it. How is that possible with 6 eliminations to your name?
Oh
And
my
4 of them
goodness.
came in a very close range battle. And somehow this guy did not take damage or maybe did not get time to heal and was able to just best the remaining of the players. What was that?
That was a very calculated game. Let's take a look at
Okay.
the top players while we continue this conversation. So here's what I have to say. The fact that he has the least amount of healing means he chose Bio as the secondary option, while Math was his first.
Okay.
Because he played a very calculated game.
All right. I'll give it to you. It's a good line. It's
Thank you.
definitely a good line. But 52 Esports as well had a couple of players in the top players chart. 3 frags for Hassan. 3 frags for Choto. 1 frag for Hassan. Good attempt coming in from them, but at the end it was Team I8 who took the game.
What
I think 52 Esports
happened?
might be in top 5, but that would be about it.
What happened to Hassan? Look at the damage. Oh
882.
god.
Mm-hmm.
882 damage, and he has just 1 elimination. Talk about kills being stolen from your hands. Like, if he was able to convert all of his damage into an actual frag, this would have looked really good for 52 Esports. However, as always, I8 capitalizing on the rest of the, match summary, while the healing done goes to North Esports.
Great job done from I8, I'd say. That
Absolutely.
UZM had a lot of his assists as well. I was surprised by that. But I think yes, he was able to bring down one of the players of Team TFD to a very little HP. Then the nade from Aiku did it all. So yes, the support was definitely there. I8, great job done. 23 points to their name in this game. TFD as well. That's a team that usually is found lying in the bottom charts. But this
Absolutely.
time they're able to get 12 points. That's a great game if you consider it. North Esports as well with 10 points, 52 Esports with 9 to their name as well. So all of these teams, even till 8th, I'd say Grounders also had a good game. Getting 8 points, not very easy, but there's a big up to the game as well. HellRaisers and Negatives both got 5 points to their name too.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm seeing these teams trying to step up. This was definitely a map for the, trailer backs, but still the match did go to the one that already had their names written all over it. But yes, the one team that has impressed me the most is the Faulty Devils. They already have a chicken to their name overall, considering both the weeks together. But yes, they had started lagging behind again. This is outstanding. I am not only impressed but also enchanted by their performance. I'm going to root for this team for a while. However, in the meantime, let's take a look at where everyone stands, because I think I have seen a great turn of events come in for the side of the Faulty Devils. Aegon Excite, unshaken from their point. They still are a match behind from a lot of teams, and they claim 90. Regicide did not even stand a chance this time.
I don't know where did they get this consistency from, but I'd also want maybe the food they ate before these
It's
2
the
days,
chicken
or
dinner they got the
maybe
last day.
oh, I mean, still 90 points in 6 games. Was that more than 10 points a game? My math is not good, but that's more than 10 points a game. So essentially,
That's
the games they're
15
not
points a
winning.
game.
That's all. Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
So out of 6, they get 3 victories. The remaining 3 games, one I do remember they ended up with just 4 points. So they're compensating for their losses so heavily in the good games that they've got their tally up to 90 in just 6.
Exactly. I mean, having an average of 15 points literally means that you're having a chicken every single time with 5 frags to your hand. That's great, because that just makes it more and more difficult for other teams to come and touch your feet, because you are just way too ahead of them. However, HellRaisers, they are at a, I mean, they did perform really well this time, but I am gonna need more. They are gonna need more to make sure that they are in a position where
Yes.
they're even able to enter the bonus match. It's still a 3-day gap before the bonus match happens, but it's gonna have to be the 3 best days that Hellraisers has ever seen for them to make it there.
Yes.
It's gonna be having the same requirement from the side of Tough X, from the side of Negatives. We have a lot of teams that need to, buckle up and start grinding like anything to make sure that their victory shines bright.
I don't know what just happened to Tough X. Even in the game of Sanhok, they had a very good compound, a compound where the zone finally ended.
Yeah.
But somehow they were eliminated. Somehow they were taken care of by other teams. That should not happen when you have such a great prediction in terms of zone. If you have the zone, you need to capitalize it. You need to make the most out of it, and you need to win that chicken. Team Tough were eliminated from that position as well, with not a lot of frags too. So I guess everything right now is going wrong for all of these bottom teams, Team Tough, Team Hellraisers. They're not able to get themselves back in the game, is what I feel. And they probably need a break too. So they'll have their breaks. I think the group D is the one sitting the 4th game out,
Yep.
if I'm correct.
No,
And
actually,
if Team
it's
Tough,
Group B.
okay, so if Team Tough is in Group B, then they'll have a break here, and
Yeah.
they need to rethink about their strategy. They need to rethink what wrong they're doing that needs to be changed. I mean, they had a day off in the middle as well. I think Monday was off for them, so they should have been ready with a strategy for week number 2. But it does not seem like it. They're still not indulging into fights. They're still trying to play it a bit passive. The fights they take, they usually win it, but still they hesitant about taking those in the early stages.
Yep. However, this map is going to be really, really crucial to most of our players, because
Mhm.
considering it's Erangel, it's not only one that
Yes.
you have most practice on, it's also a great change of pace from a map like Miramar. So once you walk into that, see, there's a couple of groups that had Miramar and then Miramar again, because whoever was in Group D did not play Sanhok at all. So for Group D, this is going to be one of the very difficult maps. Let's take a look at the
Yes.
schedule while we continue this conversation. And yes, I mean, considering that you have played 2 Miramars back to back, going into Erangel is going to be a little bit difficult. And that is a group, the teams that belong to it are going to be, most easy to pick a fight with. If you see a team that belongs to Group D, take a fight with them. Go ahead, make sure that you're capitalizing it, because it's a great change of pace. You've played 2 Miramars back to back. It's a wrangle. It's not the same pace. It's not the same game. It's not even the same weapon friendly. So you can definitely make a change. And if you're thinking, calculatively, and if you're one of the teams that is going all the way low in the leaderboard, this is your chance. You know exactly who to fight with, you know exactly how to win that.
Oh, Erangel, a defaulty map, a map which should be very comfortable for most of these teams. But the question still remains, who comes out on top? Again, another prediction, Ahana, another prediction from you. Who is going to take the map of Erangel?
Okay, I'm gonna bet on Seventh Element if they're playing this one, because
Okay,
Erangel has just been their playing field for a really long
that's
time.
true. That's
And
true.
because they haven't had a great victory today, anyways, I feel like it's gonna be a great starting point for them.
Hmm.
However, I do not feel as bad about Agon XI8 either. They might have a great chance again,
Okay.
because this team just starts the snowball effect once they start winning. They just keep on rolling with the same momentum. So maybe they won't take the dinner, but they will definitely be in top three according to their elimination and placement points combined.
All right,
That's
all
what I
right.
feel.
I8 is a very strong team. I do agree
Yes.
with you on that. And Seventh Element, although looking a bit out of touch, but it's correct that they are the ones who shine the most on the map of Erangel. I think they got a lot of chickens on this map too. So two safe bets, huh? And I like this. I like this. No risks whatsoever. Just going with the numbers, just playing with the numbers there. A math curl is what you told you were, right? So let's see if your math does the mathing correctly in this game and if one of the team comes out on top. The
We'll
plane
see.
path is a very central one, starting off from
Ooh,
Sevani,
great.
going all the way to military base. So I don't think so any team will have a lot of problems. Only the teams would complain that usually go in areas like Lipovka or Milta Power, because I have never seen a team go to Query, Gatka or Primos or areas like that. So I don't think so a lot of team will have complaint with the flight path. And the zone is something I'm interested to see, because if it's a hard western side zone, then it'll be a lot of fun to see where the teams drop.
Absolutely. However, taking a look right now, I mean, Team Star, their usual drop, TFD, their usual drop. I see 3X is not opting to go to military base anymore. They know Agon XI8 does a better job at holding that fort. They're very aware and very cautious of all the fights that they want to invest in. HellRaisers again switching their drop spot because they know I8 is playing this one, and they generally do like to be at Novoripnoi. Even though the plane path is very close to Novoripnoi, they chose not to go there. H2E, however, is going to be a little bit stubborn and choose to go there anyways. Regicide, 7th Element, still sticking to their default spots. I think we are going to see the Grounders go all the way to Primorsk. Even though I feel like it's a little bit far fetched, that's just the area they love to be in. I have no idea why, but that's just something they feel works out for them. So, congratulations to them for being able to make that glide. But in the meantime, initial shots have been fired. 52 Esports going to Georgia Pool. They generally do have another team right there making a fight with them. But I think TFD will eventually circulate to Georgia Pool, Northern City, and make sure that they are able to pick one off there. Wait a second. I don't see anyone around the grounders. How did they get a knock? Like, is this a far fetched shot being taken onto a flying parachute?
It's team BABLU though, that I know reviews has been taken care of because of the graphic we have here. And yes, it's team Grounders who got that frag. So okay, yeah, both
Ah,
of the teams are in green color. That's why we see the
it's
similarity there. But it's good. It's good. Early frag, BABLU are the ones who are struggling right now. Their struggle has just started, to say the least, though I'd say,
yep, and
because
I
the game
feel
has just started and they're
exactly.
down a player.
Exactly, and to say the least, I mean, the grounders just literally dropped way too quickly just to make sure that they're able to take that fight. The Now Team Bablu is gonna have a really hard time. One, they're running on a man loss, and we know how well they're gonna excite it. Holds the ground when it comes to military base. They're great at holding the bridge. They're great at making sure that they have the best of the times. And if I'm not mistaken, the circle is in their favor again. Again?
They've paid the gods as well, I think now. They've paid the PUBG gods as well to just keep throwing the circle in their favor. But here, now hear me out. H2E, they have the zone. They're not being contested by the players of HellRaisers as well in Novoripnoi. Now I'd like to see at least a top 5 performance. Am I asking too much here? A top 5 performance from Team H2E because of the zone and the loot that they'll have. Freestyle though, they try to go for that early rotate through the water. They're just swimming. They just want to be on the other side. My question to them is this: do they have, first of all, enough medicines to get themselves back up to 70% HP? And the second one is, how do you decide to find some vehicles? And the way that they're swimming, they're going towards Novorep, which always has been occupied if the plane path has supported it.
Yep.
Not sure what the decision is from this team, but they'll be in a lot of trouble once they reach the other side of the shore.
I'm not gonna be that sure of it because the team they will have to fight is gonna be H2E, and I don't think that's a very tough one specifically for a team like Regicide. But we'll see how it happens. We'll see how it works out. But I'm looking at 7E right now, taking a deep dive. And well, it's scientifically proven that right before an important task, which is splash water on yourself, it helps you stay focused and concentrated onto the act in hand. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Look at those connections. One after the other, every single bullet causing a damage that is irreparable onto the players of freestyle. Can you imagine? This player has not even taken a deep dive yet. Wow. Impressive. XGeneration is following back though. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. We know this team has got all of its players starting to step back up. There is no backup for T24. He is going to have to make the best of it. He does get Thug already thugged down, but then Bashir is going to be able to make sure that he takes the vehicle cover and shoots down onto T24 OP. This is going to result into a complete elimination without any doubts, and there it is. Alpha Boy Real is going to be able to make sure that this man does not get to get back up onto the grounds. Very early loss for the side of 7 elements, and for what? One frag. That's not how you're making it. I mean, can I change my prediction already? I mean, I think I should.
But you cannot though.
Damn it!
That's how this game works. 7th element. You were so happy now when he got the first frag, praising a lot. What happened to you as soon as he got eliminated? What happened to you, Hannah? Because now the trouble is this. Not only can the players of 7th element use the shore anymore, but they're also stuck in water. So where do they go is my question from 7th element. Where do they go? As soon as they decide to come out of water, they might be able to get one knock. They might be able to get, say, I'll be too optimistic, they'll get 2 knocks of Team XGeneration. But then there'll be some cover fire from another player and they'll be in a lot of trouble. So that is something you need to be very careful about. Now if you talk about H2E, they're still standing in Novorep. They can go for the bridge camp as well. That's a viable option, but then they have to have a lot of control around the bridge so that they don't get shot in the back. Instead, they're going for the radio tower, it seems like. They want the highest possible ground in the whole area. That they'll get, but there's not a lot of vision from that high on.
Well, the vision is definitely gonna be a problem here, and however, I mean, I don't know how this fits into their game plan vision overall, but we'll find out. Oh, 7th element, what are you trying to do? You're trying to float yourselves back onto a shore where literally XGeneration is waiting to invite you in. Even if you make your way up, I mean, they will get footstep cues. XGeneration is being pretty careless right now. They are running around like wild animals. It's gonna be a matter of timing. Shami is falling back with a vehicle. He's trying to go away. Oh no, he's trying to charge in. He's trying to scout. He's trying to collect all the information possible. Tokusaurus is coming in back for the revenge that he's been eyeing for taking away T24 from the team. That Molly, zero benefit, zero value. But look at this. Goku Bot is going to be playing a little bit more passively from the side of 7th elements. However, Shami is having his eyes set on a couple of players. The nade is going to make sure that there's a great capitalization. There were 2 men knocked down, and then one after the other, the frags are going to be confirmed. It's a literal single man surviving from the side of 7th elements. Is there much to do for him? I do not think. Oh, there
Not
it goes.
at all.
Bye-bye.
Don't know what just happened there. Did 7th element not see Shami cooking a nade? There could have been 2 decisions made in that situation. Either you rush him down completely when there is a nade in his hand, or you fall back to not take any damage. Neither of them was done. And both of the players, one of them went down to the nade, one of them was left with 1 HP to his nade. So it was a very easy fight for Shami Hacker to close after that particular nade hit. So good shots, good frags for the players of Team XGeneration. But now let's see how do XGeneration get more frags to their name and just continue the momentum that they've got. The circle is playing a lot of tricks though. Look at this. Once it goes all the way north, I'm sorry, once it goes all the way south, now it has gone all the way north. Teams are yet to make a decision. Do they come to the military base island or do they stay on the main island? That's a big question here. TFD though, they engaged in a battle and they've lost a player. One of the players has been knocked out, and I think the rest are on the way of being eliminated too.
Well, talking about teams about to be eliminated, Team Tough is gonna find it very, very tough to get back even into the safe zone. They're fighting the blue zone already. The moment they enter, 52 Esports is waiting for them, and it's a fight they will not try to back down from. They see one person getting knocked from the side of Team Tough, they will commit, and they will commit hard. This does not look like the best map for Tough. They had a great run in one of the maps today. It's not gonna be a repeated story for this one. Again, do want to mention, if you know a team is in Group B, go ahead, fight them head on. Make sure you make the best of it. There's a lot of adjustments that a person requires to go from Miramar to Erangel. Make sure you don't give them the wiggle room, make sure you don't give them the breathing room, and just hold their neck and choke it down to a death. Because that's how you get yourself elimination points. I'm being very aggressive, but I'm not an aggressive person in real life. I believe in Gandhi, I follow non-violence, and that is why I only take frags inside a game. And that
All
too,
right.
only, like, I mean, my total history of gaming hours must be more than the number of frags I've had in my whole life, but that's just it.
You're so bad, huh? That's what you're saying, Hannah. You're so bad in game.
No,
I
I'm really
agree.
good. It's just the opponents are a little bit better.
Ah, that's just another way of saying that yeah, I'm bad. Why don't you accept it? Why you have to say that the other player is good? The other player has a KD of 0.5 and you're saying him better won't make you
I mean,
a
if
good
I have a
opponent to
KD of
fight.
0.05, obviously he's better than me.
That's when you say you're a bad player and not the other one's good. Because that's
Hey,
not the
stop
correct
mocking me.
statement to
Look,
make.
I.
Oh, they're on the verge of getting eliminated or what? 52 Esports, they've got one frag. That's the second one to their name, and there's another knock on the ground. Edgar is down too. So yes, 52 Esports, they've done a little bit damage to the players of Team Tough. Team Tough, they've received a big beating from their opponents. But that's what happens when you're careless like Ahana. When you have
Oh my
0.05 KD to your
god.
name. That is exactly what happens. You get punished from your opponents.
I am very careful. I am so careful that when I'm playing, my nail pin doesn't even chip. Going back into the game, HellRaisers, they are raising quite a bit of hell for the side of 52 Esports. I did not expect this team to be standing with all force while already investing in a fight that is going to result in a number of frags for their team. It's only a number with one in it, but like, still a number. So, I mean, even 0 is a number.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. I'm not making sense anymore. Just like you. Learn from the best.
52 Esports. You need to learn from the best. 52 Esports though. They're also getting taken down one by one. And it is HellRaisers somehow who's been able to get some frags. Although Next
Oh my god.
has to receive a beating here after the game. Because he was the driver of the vehicle in which Nobix was sitting. He exited the vehicle before blowing the Dacia into water. And he somehow survived that fall. And Nobix is now trying to swim for his life. That Next should get a beating after this game, is what I feel.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What are we watching? Is this even a battle royale anymore? I feel like it's stand-up comedy. The way things are happening. You just described a very funny moment from the game. And look at that. Another funny one coming in light. Because 3x literally has one man surviving with no frag points left. While H2E and HellRaisers are some of the top teams according to the stats of this game at this moment. I mean, alrighty. Tables are turning. Teams are rotating. There's a lot of circulation, and this circulation is gonna result in better results for the teams that did not have good results to begin with, while it won't result in something as close to the better results that the teams without good results are having, or the ones that had a good result to begin with. Yeah, that's all the
Oh,
results I
Team
have.
W. Team BABLU though, look at that. They were trying to use a boat, but then they get spotted by the players of Team 52 who took some shots, but now even Chotu is getting third party. From where? My question is, from where are they getting shot from? Star though, they're getting pestered from the players of Team Reggie side. Two different angles is what this guy has to watch and does not even get the first knock. He gets taken care of, and Reggie side, they're still not done. Vaz is still using the buggy and are trying to find the remaining players of Team Star, one of who is outside the zone. So essentially you can just get 3 frags around here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Things are looking very weird right now. I feel like I'm literally inside a dream. This this is unimaginable. There's zero prediction that can work right now. This time I'm not even gonna call it a caster's curse, to be very honest. And because unimaginable things are happening, XGeneration, please give me a chicken. I've been waiting. It's been a week and a couple of days. You don't make a girl wait that long. However, HellRaisers, see you next time. This is it for you today. And this time, well, the good thing is you didn't give your elimination points to anyone. So, please on it is. I think if at the end of the whole game, we try to tally the points of eliminations secured by Playzone, nobody stands a chance.
Ooh, Reggie side though. They find themselves outside the zone now, so they have to make a rotation. But how do I see the players of Team Tough still surviving? One of the players is just lying down under the bridge. He's chilling out. He just wants this fight to be over. And when it is over, that is the time when he'll try to maybe rotate. Oh no, alright. Haji, he just comes out, gets the knock onto the player of TFD who are already being pestered by the players of Team H2E. And now even Haji is looking forward towards Eagle. Eagle has taken a lot of zone damage, but he's able to still take down Haji in the fight. What a confidence from this particular player. Not sure how did he have enough confidence to get that knock. But yeah, he was struggling with the zone, still is able to get that frag. Great job. XGeneration. Shami gets in it onto JD's face and is able to blast him out of water. That's the 7th point for them in terms of frags. Talisman, he is knocked out. He will slowly and steadily bleed out as well. So yeah, TFD. The previous game, I think, was the best one for them, and now they're looking in a very difficult situation.
Well, the situations are keeping on getting more and more difficult for all of our teams, to be very honest, and even for us casters, because this does not look like something we were expecting or we could have even dreamed of, considering the way the teams performed in the first week. I mean, 7th element, they go away so quickly. 3x, they do not have enough people standing from their side. I mean, it is X. There is no other competition for them. XGeneration might be able to take this one, but if they do, it's been a long time. We've been waiting for it, and that's just going to be another unusual things that happen. Freestylers. They literally play the game in freestyle. I feel like this is one of the teams that literally makes their strat on the fly. They're like, okay, you know what? That place looks pretty. Let's walk there. That guy looks vulnerable, let's shoot him. And then they end up dying eventually. So that's just something I feel like happens all the time. But I got excited. Falak, look at that guy. I mean, look at that guy. Does not leave a single opportunity of dishing out damage. It's like he's had professional training in dishing things out, and then he just picks up damage, puts it on a plate, and tosses it around like, okay, have you seen the movie Krish?
I have.
Have you seen how he arranges the dishes on the table?
Not that. I don't remember. I've seen it, like 10 years ago when I was a kid.
He just stands very far away and just starts throwing them like frisbees, and they land at the exact point. That's exactly what Falak does. It's very on point, it's very accurate, it's very damaging, and it's dished out. Like the dish. Can you take over, please?
Okay, you're trying. I give it to you. You're at least trying to make things interesting. All good. Keep trying. Hana, but Team Grounders though, they are also trying to take some shots. But they are like, you succeed here. They get those knocks. Vaz even gets a knock onto Sad Boy. So it's not just Team Grounders who are in a positive here. It's even Team Reggie side with the answer back. Boy is also being subjected to a nade, good damage, but Vaz with very little HP left, the molly could have done it if it did connect. And Vaz will be given a chance to heal himself back up, although he comes out of the shadow, gets another knock. And now the support comes in. Avenger with the run over onto Boy. And it's all down to Boy. He is left all alone. And looks like that this will be at the end of the rounders.
Well, look at that. The chosen boy does get a couple of shots onto him, but he's gonna be able to retaliate with just an accurate fire coming in from his side that survives him for a minute. He's not gonna be able to heal himself much though, because there is no wiggle room at all. Look at how many teams are around him. I mean, if teams start approaching him, it's gonna be the end of it, and that is the end of it. The grounders will get eliminated at the 8th rank. They do have one position point to go alongside the eliminations that they've been able to secure, which have been
Mom too, though, he has spotted Senior here. Some nades are being exchanged and Senior wants to just block the vision of Mom too. But if this nade gets a knock, Senior's thought process would just be cancelled here, because he goes down. He is somehow still dodging those nades and the smokes have bloomed perfectly. So for the next 20 seconds, he'll be able to survive. 3x's Mom 2 is also all alone. But look at this, he's not afraid to fight. That's how every solo player should be. That even if you're not in a good spot, even if you're all alone, you should still not be just chickening out and just trying to survive by laying down in the grass or holding a compound or not making any sound. You should fight. You should make your opponents fear you. Mom 2 though goes out, makes a mistake and gets punished because of it. I8 gets that frag, and I8 has all the 4 players standing as well. So XGeneration, Regicide, I8, this is the team I'm looking forward to for these fights. But Regicide, they come in with a backstab, I think, and they've taken the 2 players of Team XGeneration out of the game.
Well, not only have they taken players off the game, but they're also going to be chasing them all the way home. Look at that. Was coming in with an aggressive push towards Basu. He's going to have a lot of support going into this fight, but Basu, is he going to be able to drive himself out of this and into safety and into cover? Oh, this does not look possible. This does not look possible. Thug is going to be arriving for his redressal, but is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough band-aid to put on the wounds that have been created by the 2-man loss that you have already suffered? There are 2 very great competitors standing right on the other side. They're waiting for you to come back and then be sent back to the lobby. Regicide gonna be holding the ground, have good cover, not gonna be spotted easily, so that's another help for them. They're gonna decide to take a move out of here because nobody is in their crosshair. Agon X8 approaching slowly and steadily from the backside, while XGeneration, they are gonna have to wait for the right moment. They're gonna have to wait for the iron to heat up before they make their hit. Freestylers, I mean, okay, you exist. I can definitely mark that out. I mean, you have literally 0 frags on your card board.
That's correct. That's correct.
And you've already lost 2 men.
They're not making an impact. They're just there. Somewhere in the grass, they're just there. They're not making an impact.
Exactly.
So
And at the end of the exactly. And at the end of the game, we'll probably hear the teammates say they're there. You need a little more support, a little more work, but at the same time, the ones that are actually doing the work right now seem to be the players of Team Regicide. They have a great split. They have Knock Knock watching in from a distance. They have Avenger still trying to close into the team. They are going to regroup, but not without any intel. They do have a good information amount to work around with. However, Agon X8 working in a 2-2 split is going to be able to conceal their players for a longer time. It does not look like a very good position for the side of freestylers, because the moment they start trying to move back inside the circle, Agon X8 as well as XGeneration are going to have their hits set on there. And look at that, Thug is already going to be investing into that fight. XGeneration does know that the chicken generally does not fall to their favor. They do not even have the man counter advantage, so they are going to be able to make sure that they get as many frags as possible. Already converted one into a knock. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why the commitment is missing. Maybe he's not sure if the other team also has just as few people as his. But at the same time, Agon X8 is going to have great confidence, considering the fact that their split is working really good. They have great amount of information and they are all 4 men standing. However, Regicide might just have the better of this fight because they not only have all four men standing, they have a great momentum going in their favor when it comes to frags. Freestylers, as expected. Going back home with nothing in hand except for the position points that can be acquired surviving to the fourth position. Okay, let me just say this loud and clear. No offense intended, but if the shoe fits, wear it Cinderella. If you have no frags at all and you're surviving that long, we have nothing to talk about for you. Like, congratulations, great, you have a few points for yourselves, but that's all.
Few, I'd say 5, I think. Fourth position gives you 5 points, maybe 4. I
Well,
don't even remember the number.
it is.
And you'll be.
It has to be less than 5 because second position gives 6. So third would be 5 and fourth would be just 4 points, I guess. So, like, for 4 points, you survive. Okay, cool. But you're freestylers. You don't even make a change with those 4 points. You literally
And
stay exactly where
teams-
you are.
And teams like HellRaisers and 52 Esports who are near you get those 4 points by just eliminating a squad in front of them.
Exactly.
And they got eliminated so early on. So essentially, you're leaving not a big impact in this game.
Yup.
And I'd like for that to change. Here, Reggie side though, they do have a good impact because they've taken down Falak, a very strong player from the I8 side. And look at the prediction number, it just shot up to 50. Suddenly it got brought back down because of the zone, I think. But Reggie side, 3 of the players are in vehicles. What can you expect from this team? They're just hunting down the remainder of the players.
Well, the hunt has already taken them to a very good advantage point. They have 43.35% of winning this fight. It's a 9 people game. 2v3v4. XGeneration never wins, so not gonna hope that team does something. Agon XI8 has a great run today. So not like they need the chicken. So I mean, I'm a root for Regicide. They have all the advantage, they have all the weaponry, the vehicles, everything that they need to make this into a win. If they don't, I'm gonna be a little disappointed because I have been praising this team for the way that they have picked their own scattered pieces up and collected it together to make it into a great team eventually. And well, I guess they have all the benefits. Knock even has a ghillie suit, and with that ghillie suit being concealed, he's gonna be able to make sure a frag is secured for the team. Loses one in the process, but still makes sure that the other team is completely done for. It's a 3v3 scenario. Both teams have a great chance, but Ghost, is he gonna be a thorn in the roads? Is he gonna be able to make sure that Regicide does not stand a surviving chance? No, you went in way too aggressive, way too forward, but you're gonna be able to capitalize on that fight. How? Agonix I8, is the backup not arriving right on time? IQ does launch a nade, but it's not gonna reach in time. It's not gonna reach the right place. Avenger survives. Will he be able to avenge the victories, the losses, everything that they have faced because of Agonix I8? There is gonna be coming a running car that does not convert it into a run over. But then the flag still falls into their favor. It's gonna be a 3v1. A car just keeps going on around. Ghost, it's done. There's a man in a ghillie. You're gonna be able to pick a couple, but Avenger is still having the fight. Roshan has been able to revive himself. It's a 2v1 exactly. There's a car running on. Oh, Knock is on board as well, and then they have a chicken for themselves.
The volley made things easier.
It
The
did.
volley definitely made things easier because his position was known. He used a buggy of all the vehicles that makes a lot of noise. Fired a few shots, hoped to get a knock there. Nothing felt in his favor, and he just got taken down. He just got taken care of, and that's Reggie's side.
Yup.
This was another team that I think got a chicken earlier with very good number of frags. And even here, look at this, 16 frags. That's not a small number to achieve. 16 frags, 2500 plus damage. And they were third on the chart previously, but they've just eliminated I8 in the process. They might be gunning for the top spot after this game.
Well, definitely we are seeing R3G come up with the best games every day at least once. However, we'll talk more about it right on the other side of the break. See you there. Well, welcome back. We just witnessed another chicken going on for the side of Regicide. It's been a roll
Mhm.
for a while, and I am nothing but impressed. And also, Ahana Aiden, alongside me is Fritz.
You thought the viewers will think you're impressed? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. We all know who you are. Just an average caster here. But yeah, I mean, the game
Hey,
was very
come
good.
on.
The game was very good, and there was a player who had the most impact in it. I'd like to see who is the MVP for this particular game. I think so. It should be Regicide's player because
No,
they
no,
had a
no.
good
I
number
think
of
it's from
frags.
Freestyle. I'm pretty sure it's from Freestyle. They left a great impact in the game.
Nah, it's from Regicide. Roshan. 5 frags
I
to
was
his
kidding,
name.
okay?
I know. With 1,000 plus damage as well. So great job. I thought you were about to say that there could be a player from XGeneration, Ahana. And then I paused for a second and I thought it could be true because they had what 12 frags to their name before being eliminated.
Yep.
But yeah, then you opened your mouth and you said a team which had 0 kills. They should be, I think, then numbers should be deducted. The points should be deducted for a game like that. But that's not the case there. Regicide, good points to their name, a good game for them, and their MVP is also standing strong. I think so. After the top 5 players, the match summary comes in. We see a lot of Team Regicide players in that list. But yes, talking about the top players here, it has to be 2 players at least from Regicide. We do have Vaz in the list. Okay, it's 3. It's Noki as well. Knock Knock, who goes by the name of Noki 2. Used him with 5 frags to his name, so I did come in second. And Shahamir boy, he got 4 frags. Those are very impressive frags, and he gets himself in the list too.
Yep. Okay, 15 eliminations from 3 players alone from the side of Regicide. I don't know what the last one did, but definitely a great input. I'm impressed. I'm happy. I'm glad to witness this. I mean, talk about a movie, talk about a story. One thing that we love the most is character development, and I've seen something similar going on for the storyline of Regicide. They started off slow balling, and then they started snowballing with great games coming in back to back from their side. Loving the game, loving the consistency. Hope to see them in one of the few top contenders that are able to make it into the finals, and not only make it into the finals but stand there tall with their heads high, making the best out of it. But yes, there it is, the match summary. Whew, great. I'm liking the damage, liking the assists, liking the highest eliminations. Healing done 370. Senior has literally been up here for for the maximum number of frags. He literally had 13.
Yes.
He literally had 13
Mm,
in one game by himself. That was the record. And now he
okay.
stands for most healing. Okay.
The adaptation you need to not be here is what senior has taught us. 370 though, we've seen a bigger number here. We've seen what
Much.
700 is what I saw. I don't know if something else
Oh,
happened on the
someone has literally crossed 1,000. It's a lot.
then it's a lot. Then it definitely is a lot there.
Yeah.
And yes, now talking, did the game go for the other teams? We need to also have a look at how many points the teams got except for Regicide. So I8 should be in the second place. No, they're not. It's XGeneration because of their 13 eliminations. 18 overall points.
Whoa.
I8 in the third position with 11. H2E with 7 points as well. So yeah, great games for all of these 4 teams. Surprised to see H2E there, but yes, 6 elimination points does get them to that fourth position. I don't see the team that came second, or oh, I'm sorry, the team that came fourth. I think
Oh,
they'll be
it's
on
right
the
there on
later
the eighth
stages.
position. They're literally on
Oh,
eighth
okay.
position with 4 points to themselves.
From the journey from fourth to eighth, yeah, a very bad month though, I'll say. But these teams, they did not make a lot of impact in the game. 1-for-1 grounders, 3x, 2-2-1-1, and finally we do see a team with just 0 points. At least Team Tough were able to get the previous game with a little bit points to their name, but yeah, this game no points to them, 0 points. They can do better in the final map of Miramar.
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to be playing that one because I feel like
Oh,
all
okay.
4 are done for them. But we'll see. The overall rankings are coming up, and every team that does not have a match yet will be playing it still. I am expecting great things from Magnus, at least now. They have one last map for the day. Give me a chicken. I mean, you can take it home with you. I'm not gonna steal it from you, but like, show it to me. Show it out there, wave it around, rub it in the faces of everyone who doesn't have one yet. X Generation, been a couple of weeks. They're always on a very consistent position, but never a chicken. Team Tough has literally beat Magnus to it with 1 point. Oh my god. Okay, Team Tough still does have one more match. We'll
Yes.
see. We'll see how it goes for them.
Freestyle and HellRaisers, they do not.
Yeah.
So that's GG for them for today. They'll have to save their strats for the next day. But yes, QWERTY, H2E, Star, basically all of these teams except for Freestyle and HellRaisers have a game to them now. This map of Miramar is not forgiving, and we've not seen a lot of surprises, I'd say. We've seen the teams consistently performing. We've seen I8 even coming out on top, which I think would be the case in the third Miramar as well. I think I8 really has a good chance. Reggie side will try, but Reggie side, have they got a chicken on the map of Miramar yet, Ahana?
I think they did. I think
Okay.
their first one was on Miramar itself.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not this week. I am still gonna have to polish my memory a little bit more because, like, I've become broke. I do not have any more
Mm-hmm.
almonds. I'm suffering. So, these teams, I mean, the moment my predictions started failing, they stopped paying me as well. So, no more money to buy almonds either.
Oh, true. You. All right. So you won't make a prediction here, huh? That's what you say. That's what you're saying.
I will
This
still
has
make a
happened
prediction
yesterday.
and start
Oh,
getting
okay. Then
right
please do.
again.
Please do here. I'd like to see if you get it right.
Magnus. I mean, I do want to see
So
them win one time.
basically, what you're saying is until and unless Magnus wins one, you're not getting your prediction powers back. Is that what you're saying?
Probably. So Magnus should win this one.
Oh, not for their sake, but for the prediction powers of Ahana.
Yes, obviously. I
Hey.
mean, come on, it's more
Ah.
important.
Correct. Definitely, it's a bit more important because then you can go and predict for them again and again, right? Correct?
Exactly.
Oh,
See?
we do get the sense.
Clever.
We do get the sense of what you're trying to say here. I highly unagree. That's not even a word. I know disagree is there, but I say highly unagree.
I'll approve it. I'll let it
because-
slide.
all right. You have to. You have no
Because it
other
makes
choices.
just as much sense as whatever I said makes. So
Oh, okay. All right. But yes, enough about us, guys. Now coming to the next map, the map of Miramar. See, Ahana has already told Magnus is going to be the choice of of her team. I disagree here. I say it is going to be Team BABLU. They've
Oh.
done it once. They can do it again.
right. Such a shocker that you're disagreeing with me. Oh my god, that has never happened before. I am so surprised by the fact that you're disagreeing for the first time in my whole life. You're disagreeing with me. Oh my god. How will I face myself the next morning? Anyways, jokes apart, Miramar is going to be a great game. As you say, it's the most tactical map. I feel like
I
it's the
know.
second most tactical, but we'll see how our teams are going to find themselves in this one because there's a lot of variables, a lot of things can go wrong, and every single step you need to be prepared to turn that wrong into your own favor when it's not trying to be at all. Whenever you are in big difficulty, whenever you are in tougher times, you need to be the tougher man who gets out of it and makes sure that they claim the throne. Because Miramar is gonna be the map that is the last one for the day, and this decides how you close this day, how you close the second day of the second week, how you go ahead and make yourself sleep for the next 2 nights because we do not have any matches tomorrow. So that's
Yes.
like a longer time period to acquire rest for. So you do want to be in a peaceful situation. Either you can be all the way down at the lower 20 position where you're like, okay, I have nothing to lose, literally, there's no way lower I can go from here, or you be in a very secure top position where you're like, okay, I have a wiggle room, I can mess up and still survive. So yeah, there's only two ways. You cannot be a midliner. That just does not work out. But yeah, all the best to every single team, except for the ones who are not going to be able to play this one. You've already done your work. Just sit back, watch, and enjoy a chicken dinner if you've already secured yourself one.
That's true. 3x would be one of the teams, I think, the ones not playing this game and they've got the chicken. So yeah, I mean, we won't see 3x here. I've made the prediction of Team BABLU as well. but I'll have to check if Team BABLU does play the game or not. We'll get that confirmation in the game too. So now coming to the final game of day number 2. After this, the teams will get a day to reset again. They did get one day off on Monday too, but we haven't seen a lot of difference in the performance of all of these teams. They've almost performed the same. The teams that have continued on top are still on the top position. They did not deter from their spot. The bottom four teams, I think, still remain to be the same. We'll see the overall ranking of week 1 and week 2 combined after this final game, so that will give us a clear idea. But by the looks of it, I don't think so. It has changed a lot.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Our teams are definitely gonna have a hard time if they want to go visit me. Something that you were probably waiting to say. El Pozo is gonna be very close in reach. I'm waiting to see where Magnus takes the drop, considering that it's the team I picked as one that will be, winning this. If my predictions are right, they're still trying to relocate. We'll see where exactly they go ahead and fall down on. But as of now, a lot of population around the area of El Pozo. I do think a lot of teams will try to glide all the way to Montenuevo because it's not looking like the best position. El Pozo is crowded right now and nobody wants to go there. Seventh Element going to their default La Cobreria. And well, 52 Esports, I mean, they generally do have a very haywire situation. Star always loves to go towards the north. We are going to be seeing them doing the same. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. I am not completely sure of exactly what we might see today, but one thing I can say for sure is that Agonix I8 is probably switching their drop location quite a bit. Okay, never mind. I do see them now. They're gliding. They're gliding towards Los Angeles. Oh my god, you were so right. I agree with you 100%. They have paid someone off every single time their area is inside the circle. It's like they're carrying the circle magnets.
They are, I think that they are. And Los Leones won't be contested again because they know all of these teams know I8 goes there. So it's better to just be in your position and loot what you have for yourselves. Even teams that used to go in Puerto Pariso will be hampered a lot because of the plane path, and we already see some different drops. Seventh Element, La Cobriara, Torre Ahmuda is being capitalized by 141. Northeast was still towards Campo Militar. They'll have that Campo Militar and Tierra Bronca split. El Azahar being capitalized by Magnus, and they've left one of their players drawn towards Graveyard. So interesting splits all around the board. This time, though, majority of the players having major cities to loot and not just small compounds. So we might not see that early fight that we did in the previous map. But yes, Regicide in Montenuevo, I think Tough is rotating towards maybe Chumacera. That's where this road takes you, or it takes you to Los Leones where you don't want to be against the players of Team I8. So Chumacera would be a better option here. H2E, I don't know what they are trying to do, but I think they might just want to go to Valadimir.
Well, last game of the day. Last chance to go ahead and make a better standing for yourself, specifically for the teams that are way too far behind on the leaderboards. Because, come on, after this, we all know it's only 3 days remaining. You will still have 12 matches, but in all 12, you will have to show up with a great consistency, and that too, not the one you've been following all through, not the one where you have like 4 to 5 points. You have to literally have double digit points in all 12 matches to be able to make yourselves in a cushioned position, to be able to make yourselves a team out of the ones that get to be in the top 12 that play the last map of Weekendy on the last day of week 2. Because if you're entering without any bonus points and you're one of the teams that had a really hard time even attaining the entry into the finals, it's not going to be a good match. It's not going to be a good match. So, yes, this is the last time. Seize the day. It's now or never. If you have a game plan that you've been concealing for a while, this is the time to unleash it. This is the time to bring out the best, to bring out every single strategy that you have weaved up in your heads, and make sure that you get ahead of where you already are. Looking at the teams, there's quite a few that are going to be outside the circle. I mean, I don't complain about it, considering the fact that the eastern side is much favored by a lot of teams, and even in the eastern side, most of the teams do like to go to the north of Los Leones, and there's only a couple of cities that are still inside the circle from there. Junkyard, the split from the side of Magnus is pretty absurd. There's literally a 1-2-1 split. They do have vehicles. They are going to be able to make their way towards Zibian and pick him up, make sure that Big Show is, able to be in good reach for the rest of the team. Team Star has already started, trying to collect the best loot that they can. However, Team QWERTY might just be unforgiving for them once they start moving inside the circle. It's gonna be a hard day for Seventh Element as well, even though La Cubreria has always been their drop spot. They sometimes do face great harsh realities going back into the circle, and by sometimes I mean most times. I am seeing the same Campo Militar drop for one of our teams, but that is just gonna be a start. I have seen Team QWERTY generally capitalize great from there, but this does not look like one of those days because you're already running way too low. It's not a gamble you want to make. The circle needs to be the first priority for all of our players this time, because if you want to have a slow, composed game, if you want to have a game where you're able to pick your fights on your own terms, you want to be in a place where you can make sure that you arrived first and it's your home, and everyone else that comes in later is an invader that you can punish with no problems at all. Because this is not the time to take risks. This is the time where you make your claims, where you make your announcements, where you make sure that you have a fluttering victory on your flags.
Team QWERTY here. Just try to rotate. San Martin is the city I see, and that's from where QWERTY is trying to get a move from. And they have been able to loot it pretty well, but Voltruck still doesn't convince me that they have had good loot. Just one first aid kit. You need to at least have 4 according to me. Ghost has them. Ghost has 4 first aids, even 4 smokes and a nade. So Ghost is ready for the fights to come. Aiku isn't, just 2 first aids to his name. Although the other built of utility that he has is very good. He has 6 smokes to his name, 2 nades too. So yeah, IA as a team, I think they're well and ready to get any fight. And again, that is the advantage you get when you're trying to loot Los Leones. It's a tier 1 loot city. You get the best possible loot in that particular city, and you should not complain about the loot you have. The grounders here, I do see them trying to target the players of Team Star. Miracle just found himself a dip, and then they'll just continue their rotations off. You're trying to shoot a pickup truck from this range. It's not going to be easy at all to land those shots. You need to coordinate here. You need to target the bigger truck, is what I feel. But yeah, it's still not easy to do so. The grounders, they'll just waste a little bit of ammo. They'll get no knocks here. They'll just reveal their position and get more afflicted to a third party. If there is a team nearby, they will have that information that somewhere near there are some shots being taken, so we can try and go for a third party. Yeah, grounders. No damage achieved. No useful things were achieved in that particular fight, but negatives have got a knock. That too on the players of Team Magnus. What is start from Team Negatives?
Well, Team Negatives do feel like they're gonna have a great run as long as they continue doing what they do best. That is, pick out people, take a few frags, and then hold back for a while. Do not overcommit to a fight, because that's one place where they start losing man count, and once they start losing man count, there's just not enough support available to this team, because this team is one of the ones that really needs support to be able to move forward. Even though we do see single names from this team pop up here and there in top players, we are not going to be able to see this team rise up as one of the top teams unless and until they are able to cover each other's back at constant times. A Russian, however, being possible from the side of Magnus, 3 players coming in quickly. They do know that the team they are facing is already running on a real low position. There is a molly cooked and ready to be thrown right at Magnus's players, but they're going to be trading back with throwables from their side as well. This does not look like the best position. They have made sure that one of the windows becomes completely concealed and nobody is able to peek them from there. There is very little room left for the side of Team Negatives. Team Negatives will have to be very, very careful where they peek from. The location of Shahir is definitely going to be a very beneficial one for the side of Team Negatives. Guru Boy is still on the ground, all the way prone, but his position again is one in a different compound, so that's going to be very beneficial because the amount of throwables that are coming in, if all the players were in a single compound, it would become very, very difficult for the side of Team Negatives to actually make the best of this fight. They are, however, still struggling to come up with a good number of frags. They are still struggling to come up with any number of frags, actually, to be very honest. But yes, Zibian, he is preparing himself for a backstab. Big Show is preparing himself for a lure, for an attract game, for a delusion game, for a deception game that can result in a very deviated attention from the side of Team Negatives, which can be capitalized by the rest remaining players of the side of Team Magnus. The 2-2 split that they're working with is definitely going to be keeping the attention diverted from the side of Team Negatives, and they are going to have to make sure that they have their players looking in all four directions, because Team Magnus can hit you from any. Shahir is already on his knees. This gives them the man count advantage, and with that advantage, they're just gonna keep capitalizing one after the other. Guru Boy is not gonna survive any longer. A couple of shots did make their way to Big Show, but then there is a refrag coming in from the side of the team. Magnus is gonna be making the best of the situation as expected. Buzzet is still surviving, but is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? No, he won't. No, he won't. That shuts down Team Negatives completely in a very orchestrated, very fabricated fight from the side of Magnus Esports. The moment they realized it was a weak team, they went ahead, held the painful nerve, and held it down hard.
Ooh, a very interesting fight there. But Negatives, yeah, they're out of the game now. Good 4 frags for Magnus. They were the ones who were attacked by Team Negatives first, I'd say. Negatives drew the first blood, but the final one was taken care of by Magnus. So that's a positive thing. I ate those somehow. UZM avoid the fight for a few seconds and then turn back, delivers a double headshot. He goes down, but he has bought enough time for the revival to come in. Aiku from a different angle is trying to connect some shots, but he has been spotted as well. Goose, the worst possible decision to be in a buggy here. He will be punished. Alpha Boy though is still on the ground. Aiku trying to lay some cover fire. That's not going to be the case, and I on the verge of elimination.
Well. It's not looking like the best possible. It's not looking like the best possible position for this team. I am speaking words with alliterations in them, and that's just making it more and more like a tongue twister. Even though it's adding to the element, it's definitely not adding to my ability to deliver it. But in the same time, we are seeing some fallbacks in the ability to deliver for the side of Team Agonex I8 as well. They are gonna be struggling. They are gonna be completely hackled by the team of XGeneration. XGeneration is making themselves quite a big name right now by punishing I8 for choosing to pick a fight with them. This bone is gonna be in their favor. Are they gonna be able to convert it completely? Falak still standing tall, but that's not gonna be with enough HP. I8, are you gonna lose everything you came for in no time at all? It's still 2 men surviving. One is still on the knees. Falak has no option of going back and reviving him, so there he goes, taken off the map. Falak survives alone. In the meantime, Team QWERTY starts losing their place as well. On the 15th rank, you see a team that is literally on the top of the leaderboard getting eliminated. What is happening?
Ooh, XGeneration. They just eliminated a team out of the top of the leaderboard. And that's a great frag to find, because I8 did not play the game now. 0 points to their name. And they're still watching for more. XGeneration. Seems like the way they finished the previous game, they were not happy with their result. And they're back here for blood. They want this game in their favor.
Well, the favor definitely has to go to one of them. XGeneration, if they're able to shut Magnus down, I'm gonna be happy and unhappy at the same time. I'm gonna have to sit back and take a few seconds to choose on which emotion I'm gonna give more weightage to. But yeah, I mean, I do want to see XGeneration have a chicken eventually. But them beating Magnus does not confirm it for them. And Magnus is someone I am putting my bets on, but then they start getting taken off. But there are refrags coming in from their side. It's a very even fight. Both the teams are of strong calibers, but both the teams are slightly hazy because X Generation never has a dinner. Magnus, even after a great run, right now does not seem to be having the best play on the second week. I do not know what's happening right now, but I want to know who wins this fight. And whoever wins, I think I have already decided. I'm gonna be happy to. I'm gonna be happy to see that.
All right. X Generation. They're still fighting it out. The DBS is out for Big Show, and he's putting up a show. Bashir gets taken down because of the close range shotgun. You usually don't see that shotgun being used in this map of Miramar. Don't know why though. SKI Screebreed up. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But yeah, let's see X Generation. How do they want to take this fight? Hacker. Still, I don't know why Bashir hasn't been revived. Alpha Boy Real is going in for the revival, but it's a bit too late. Magnus, they try to pounce upon the players. The frags are not flowing left and right for the side of Magnus. And now Big Show, he's all alone to do the heavy lifting. He gets that dog onto Hacker, but look at his HP. It's very, very low. And now Thug, he's very far away from this fight. He did take a backseat here, but that has harmed his team quite a lot.
Ooh, both of the teams that I wanted to be happy for are giving me no room for celebration. This does not seem like my day. This does not seem like their day either. Oh my god, it's going on getting worse and worse for every single team that we pick. We need to stop picking teams. We need to be very, very neutral here on. However, well, with that, it's complete elimination, complete annihilation of X Generation, while Magnus continues to survive with just two players on board. But it looks like a good survival rate considering they have 8 frags to themselves. That is a huge number. If you add up both the second and third top fraggers, that's when you get 8. It's great. It's a good start. Can they sustain it
TFD
though?
That's another question. But TFD, the position that they are, I don't like it at all. They're just surviving on the basis of smokes. But what happens once they run out, or what happens when shots like these gets taken on you? Miracle. Good shots. It's a very slow moving map in terms of vehicle. So yeah, you cannot say much about it. Talisman is trying to take some shots. Big Show, he has been tagged up a little bit. But the knock is not coming in. He will also be forced out because of the play zone, and now Batuk, all alone, has to carry the flag of his team.
Oh god. Not only the flag of the team, but also the weight of the team. Oh god, this is looking like it's getting worse and worse. Am I repeating myself? I think I am. Well, the teams are not repeating history anymore though, so that is something we have good going on here. TFD is going to be losing a couple of players, and look at Magnus already arriving at the double digits for themselves. Well done. I am liking this aggression. I am liking this hunger for points. I just hope they survive a little longer. 7th element, are you gonna be in trouble? Yes, you are. But is 1-for-1 gonna be the team that shuts you down? Because no, you do have a good backup. You do have a strong backup that can survive and make sure your team makes it back into the game. Divine. Oh no, the positioning of Mithi combined with that of JD is gonna be so much helpful. Divine does make his way back in, but it's gonna be a fight that Mithi loses. However, JD will be able to provide some backup. Is he gonna be rushing in? Is he gonna be able to make sure that this healing does not happen before he's able to convert this into a frag? King has already gotten himself back onto his feet. Is this a fight that he can commit to? Is this a fight that JD can contribute to? And with that, King will take Divine out. 7th element. Woo. Great gameplay. I'm loving 1-for-1 right now.
Finally staying true to their name. one of the players gets knocked out, the trade's always there. Finally living up to the name 141. 4 frags as well. All the 3 players back on their feet, and they are back in the game. They are back for vengeance. Magnus, the remainder of the 2 players also get eliminated. But the good thing for them is the number of eliminations match the number of positions that they've been eliminated. So 10 points will be secured on the basis of elimination. I think 1 will be given to them because of the position. Not sure though, we'll have to check it out.
No, 1 point
1 for
arrives
1
at
though.
8th rank.
Oh, okay. So no points. So overall 10 points. I'd say still it's not bad at all. 10 points in a game. That's just great. That's just a good number. And now the grounders, they are also joining the party. 1 for 1, slowly going down 1 by 1.
Whew. I mean, they do have 4 frags and they do take 1 frag for 1 death. So to even it out, they might just all have to die to stick to the name they have. But yeah, one man will still survive. How far can he carry the flag of his team is the question. I still want to see 52 Esports make a great stand for themselves. Regicide has no competition right now. No other team is close to them on the leaderboard out of the ones that still survive. So great opportunity for them to make sure they have a good run. All men are alive, haven't invested in any fights yet, are in a great position to be able to take a third party. So we'll see how that goes for the team. Right now, however, taking a look around to Masera, we're gonna see a lot of people trying to minimize the number of population that survives going further into the game. Voltrex has already been taken out. Wolverine does have a frag to his name, but that is not going to be enough. Losing a player for 1 is not the account that you want to walk into a bank with. You have almost nil. +1, -1, it's a 0. Whew.
QWERTY though, they find themselves in a compound 50 meters away from stage number 5. So that's not a big number considering that you're in a city, so rotations should be easy. But yeah, this Hill of Chumasera. This Hill of Chumasera is a very difficult spot to hold, and North Esports, they're really putting it out on luck, I think. They have some natural cover from teams like Star, but what happens when the other teams start just barging up this particular hill? Once they start coming up this hill, just like Regicide did. As he went there, he saw a bit of vehicles, he saw a lot of vehicles, not just a bit, 3 vehicles he did see, and just positions himself in a way that they can pester the players of Team North Esports with some nades. How do you react to this is my question for North Esports, and let's see how do they come up with an answer. A great nade, because Iron has lost a lot of HP to that nade. Some more follow in as well, and Maxi's own nade takes him down. This has been the story of Pakistan region. Don't know how they just get the nades on themselves and just get eliminated because of it.
It's definitely not looking like the best situation for North Esports. They have nades from their own team coming at them. They have nades from other teams coming at them. They have volleys coming at them. Everything is going to their disadvantage. Turkish side is not willing to get out of this fight. They want to commit. And is it going to turn into an overcommitment? We'll find out. Look at Regicide. 2 of their players are already knocked. Are they going to have enough time to recover them? Are they going to have enough space to make them come back into the fight? Yes, they will. So, okay, good fight, great numbers. There's still 1 on the ground. Will we be able to get them up? We'll see. Team Star being the one with the most players right now just surprises me, but then again, looking at the number of frags they have, it just makes it completely even and clear to see they were just hiding out most of the game. Survival points, they'll acquire it, but they will need frag points to go along with it to make sure that they have a good announcement walking out of here, because they do not look like a very strong team just yet. 52 Esports, however, does not fail to impress since a couple of days. I'm seeing this team step up quite a bit, and I'm pretty sure they are not going to be stuck at least at the position that they had last season. This season is going to be a better one. A new, fresh slate that gets written with better colors and better numbers for them.
Oh, let's look at the grounders though. Three of the players still surviving. They are inside the zone too. So the basic thing for the grounders is good 5 frags as well. So in terms of fragging department, they're doing fine too. Star though have a very good area. The high ground advantage gives them a lot of room to play with. So that is something that will be a big positive for them. Now Boy though has a SKS in his hand and is now trying to see any of the players of 52 esports here. Joker, I think he just might be spotted if he was not behind it. So okay, there's a Ridge covering him. So 52 esports also find themselves in a good spot. But look at the zone. 3 teams will struggle because of this. But one on the top, I think it's Team Star should now feast on the frags of these teams. They have to make a commitment. Team Star need to have that knowledge to know how to get these frags in their bags. 52 esports are completely out of the zone, and the only team in their way would be 52 esports because of this high ground advantage. But my question for Star right now is, do they even know how to attack and get those frags? Because we've seen them with 4 players quite a lot. We've seen them with the zone quite a lot, but I've never seen them capitalize in a situation like this.
Well, that is definitely a thing, but look at that. Just as you start talking about them, they start losing their men, and it is definitely you that is costing them miracle. And now they won't be able to commit the miracle that we were expecting them to. However, Team Tough still survives. It's still a huge number of teams that are still surviving in a circle that small. It's already stage 7, and we're seeing 8 teams on board. How is this happening? I don't know, but is it good? Yes, it is, because it gives a lot of teams a chance to make their claim. 52 esports, what are you doing? I was putting my money on you and you're just gonna flush it all down the drain. 2 people already knocked. It's gonna be one single player trying to survive, and then he is not gonna be making it for a long run either. Team Tough gets eliminated, so does 52 esports. It's only 5 surviving now. And that's exactly what I was trying to talk about before my breath got taken away by the type of gameplay that I'm seeing. The circle is getting tinier and tinier, Fritz. There's way too many people right now. And at this point, a person like me would just take the gun and run around 360 degrees. And I think I would get a couple.
No, you won't.
I mean, there's just so many people. There's literally people every single spot you look at. So, shoot, somehow.
That means you'll be shot from every
Oh,
single
yeah, that
spot
too.
that you see.
That too.
And considering the level of skill you have, man, I doubt you even get a single point of damage onto any of these players. That's there. But here, QWERTY are trying to make an attempt here to get inside the zone, which will be completely denied by the players of the grounders. The smokes did not help as much as they expected it to. But yeah, the grounders now will be put in trouble because of the players of Team Star. There's no way for grounders to come on top of this hill. So if the next zone supports the players of Star, it is easy chicken. Even they just have to survive in that situation. That's about it. No team except for Regicide, I think, has an opportunity to come up and take this hill away from them. Let's see if Regicide is able to do that or not. Destroyer is continuously trying to take care of the players of the grounders. A nade to follow up as well. That could be a good nade. It's properly cooked too. And almost landed on time. Almost got the knock, but it didn't. He is also getting some support from his teammate. I think, yes, we do see Jin, I think, with him trying to... Oh, it's Miracle who's trying to get those knocks. But it just bounced right off. Jin has tagged Boy quite a bit, and the zone will do the rest. The zone will get that knock. So now the grounders really have to make a decision. How do they want to move? Chosen Boy, he is also trying to get inside the zone. Boy, he's still on the ground. And yeah, they do get very near to this particular ridge. But that's about it. You don't get much far away from this particular area. Chosen Boy being pestered. A good nade from Miracle will get that knock. The frag will be confirmed by Jin. And now Sad Boy, the pixel gets spotted down. Jin gets the frag, and Team Star have to just take care of the rest of the 5 players.
Absolutely. If the next circle written in your stars is it gonna be in your favor? Is it gonna be the lucky one that you're waiting for? Because again, look at that. Regicide already has a member that has been knocked. They might be able to revive him, but it's still gonna be a member less than the ones that have all 4. That is Team Star. It's gonna be shrinking all the way into the center before the circle starts pushing Team Star off of the ridge. They have to make sure that they make the best of it. H2E is in a terrible situation. They have a lot of smokes around them. It has delivered the news that a team survives on that position. But are Star and Regicide gonna fight each other before they fight H2E? Because if that happens, I feel like Star might just not have a winning opportunity. However, if H2E is the one that gets picked up first, and that is exactly what's happening, Star will survive all the way to the top two. And there it is, Star versus Regicide. All four players on the side of Star. Regicide surviving with just three. If they are able to make even one knock before they start losing players, and they actually do, oh my god, is this gonna be Star's first victory? Is this gonna be their chicken? Are they looking as strong as they feel? Because right now, this is a 4v2. There are going to be mollies, there are going to be nades, there is going to be a lot of tradables happening. But is this trade going to be the one that makes Star the rich victor? The ones that are able to afford the chicken that they want on their pants. Right now, it's looking like they have everything under control, except for the fact that the one they knocked is again back on his feet. There are mollies that are going to stop him from coming back up on the ground. There is a great coverage, great control. Is this going to result into the best game that they've ever seen in this league? A couple of frags already, and there comes the third one. Victory for Stars. The first chicken for this team. Oh my goodness, it has been a long time waiting, and it has been delivered with the right amount of temperature and spices in the mix. Wow. Tell me you're not
Team
impressed.
SAR just did it. They did it, but yeah, I'd like to see the number of frags. Zahana, I'm a bit of a condescending guy, but I'd like to see the number of frags that they got. That is what will help me to make my decision. And they just got 9. Come on, 9 is not enough. They were inside the zone from like what, zone number 4. They were inside it. They had a very great area. 9 does not justify the advantage that they had.
Their kills got stolen. Look at the damage they have. It's a good amount of damage. I mean, it's not the best, but it's really good. Specifically coming in from the side of Team Star, I am impressed. I am happy. And I'm not gonna take away this moment of festivities from them, because they have secured their first chicken. It has been a long time running. They were always one of the teams that was in the last 3. Well, they still are. But now they have a chicken. It's gotta add to their motivation, it's gotta add to their game, and we'll add more to this analysis right after this break. I have never been happier at being wrong. I wanted Magnus to win this, but they lost
Alright.
way too quickly. Star won it. I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I can sleep peacefully for the next 2 nights, because it's a new team on the board again, and that just makes it more and more clear that we have tough competition coming right up, and there's a lot to expect even from the teams that did not show up to the occasion just yet. Because again, as you were
Yes.
saying, there's still 12 matches remaining, and if they deliver great consistent performance all through, they'll make it. They will make
They
it.
sure
I
will.
have hopes for every single team now. It's great.
Oh, all right. But talking about the person that made the most impact in the previous game, it is from Team Magnus Esports. Zibian is the one with 6 eliminations to his name. A great game from Magnus. I think they were able to get 10 frags
Yep.
of the whole game, but got eliminated in the 10th spot.
It definitely did.
So not the best possible positioning for Magnus. But yeah, man, the 10 frags, they do justify you being an aggressive team.
Absolutely. And I mean, they did kept my pride at some place or the other. I mean, they didn't get the chicken, but then they have the MVP from their team. So good enough. And I've been rooting for Zibian since day one. Like, I've been saying Zibian delivers really great. He just needs a little more support from the team, and he might be able to do great things. We did see them do great things as well. And well, it being Team Magnus, I do still feel like they are going to be having a good enough run through the whole game.
Okay.
But nothing can steal the spotlight right now. No matter what you say, no matter how much you disagree, I'm just gonna be really, really happy for the fact that Team Star has a victory. And well, I feel like you should be happy too. You've been rooting for Team Negatives for a really long time, and this just proves that even they can do it. It's possible. Anything is possible. PUBG has become one of the games which not only makes people happy, it also gives them hope that anything can happen.
Oof, talking about the top players, I do see just one player from Team Star, that is Destroyer, who got 5 eliminations to his name. The rest are from either Magnus, Zibian, or the Grounders. That's about it. Oh, okay, Shamir Boy from XGeneration also has made an entry in the list. This shows, Hana, come on. A lot of statistics are not with the players of Team Star. This justifies that yes, they were able to get the chicken, but the number of frags that they had, the sort of performance that they had after such a great area that they controlled, was not the best possible result. 19 points is not the best possible result according to me.
I get it, but then you think about this. They are playing it smart. Because think about this. A team like Team Star, who has been losing most of
Mhm.
the fights that they invest themselves in, why would they want to pick some that they cannot win? They would want to hold back. They know their weaknesses and they are playing with their strengths. They are not trying to invest in a place where they cannot win. It's a smart decision. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while now, that this is not about how many eliminations you get. This is about survival, and you want to make sure that you're only investing in a fight that is in your favor. What's the point of getting completely eliminated with the same number of eliminations that you're getting overall anyways, at a lower position? Because see, if you're better than a player, you are going to be able to beat them, but if you're worse than them, you are not going to be able to beat them. It's just about what strengths you hold. Now if you're a player from a team that knows that they aren't going to be having the best time trying to take a fight, why would you want to lose your position points for the frag points that aren't yours to begin with anyways?
No, I still think the position that they had was uncontested. It was completely uncontested. Though we'll talk about it. Here we do have the match summary too. Zibian. Three names for Team Magnus Esports, and then we have King from 141 with the highest healing done. But yes, coming back to the point, what I think is this is a result that cannot be replicated from Team Star until unless they get the zone back in their favor.
That is true.
And sometimes when you get it, sometimes when you get the zone, when you are at a position which is basically uncontested, no one could have come up that particular ridge without fighting with two teams and then try to eliminate Team Star. And even at that point of time, you just get 9 elimination. That does not do justice to the position that you had in game and out of the game too. I mean, you're almost at the bottom of the leaderboard. You had a great opportunity where you could have backed up 25 points and you get 19. You still leave away those 6 points, according to me.
See, I get it that their position was uncontested, but when do they get to know that exactly? What if the circle just formed towards the bottom part of the ridge? Their position wouldn't have been as beneficial anymore. They needed to make sure that they were in the final circle, and that's when they started taking the one fight that they initiated on their own. Rest of them came to them. They started the fight, and then Star was the one that ended it. It's definitely a smart move considering that your frag points are not fluttering really well anyways. So I mean, I don't have any complaints. I really don't have
Okay.
any complaints, because if I was in Team Star, I know my caliber. I know I cannot take many fights. I know I don't want to rotate out of here. I mean, I'm not saying
Okay.
it was a very calculated rotation. I don't think it was a position that they knew was going to be inside the circle. It's probably just that it happened to be inside the circle while they were trying to hide out. So if a team is in that position, I don't feel like they want to take that aggression. However, look at that. In week 2, Team Star, rank 9. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm not disappointed. They're at a much better position than a lot of teams, more than half of the teams, specifically in week 2, even though the performance from week 1 is definitely going to be getting in their way. So, not gonna, argue on that. But yes, we do also see a couple of teams that have literally crossed a century, and the ones behind them have to crawl back a long way. Like, look at the difference between Aganex I8 and X Generation. Woo! Whooping
Almost 40
34.
points.
I think it was
Oh,
34.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
34 points difference. Long way to go.
It is. It is indeed a very, very long way to go. And the remainder of the teams, negatives, they started off this day with being on the first chart and now they're back to 17th, where they were usually found in week number 1.
Yup.
So yeah, teams just settling back again where they used to be. The Faulty Devils, a new addition to the to the bottom 4, being on the 16th position with 28 points to their name. Although this can shuffle very, very quickly if one of these teams was able to get a chicken for themselves, just like Team Star did.
Yep.
A 19-point game, a 20-point game, if they're able to achieve it, they might just get out of this dumpster. Team QWERTY won't, because that would be 23 points, even lesser than Team Negatives. Okay, if it's a 20-pointer, then they would be, but it's very difficult for them to achieve such a game, is what I feel. So yeah, day number 2 ended here. QWERTY, they still have to work a lot in terms of week number 2. But talking about the total overall, 3x Esports still retain their throne somehow. I8, they've definitely covered the numbers. They're just 6-point difference between the two.
Yes, they've closed in on the gap, but look at the gap between I8 and Regicide. It's literally one single point. It's literally one single point. It's so close. If I was Regicide right now, I would be hurting because it was literally in reach. One extra frag, one extra position. Anything could have changed this. Oh god, this is difficult. But then again, there is still one thing. I8 has more chicken dinners than anyone on the whole uh, area of WWCDs. They have 5 to their name, which is great. Team Star, because of their first week performance, still cannot make it back up. But look at the difference they have created between themselves and Team Negatives now. They can be sure that their 18th position is not falling down, at least not in the next day. And they can also try and make sure that they move Faulty Devils down. Like, obviously, it's going to be a very slow climb, but it's definitely a climb that has become possible now. They might be able to establish themselves in top 16. And I think that is all you need to be able to play the finals. You won't have the bonus point advantage unless you're in the top 12, but still, it's a way. It's a way up. So I'm hopeful.
Okay.
I'm happy. The difference they've created between them and negatives is great. It's something I did not expect to see. The difference they have closed in between them and Faulty Devils, it's again something I did not expect to see, but it has happened. And it might just happen that we might see Team Star actually playing the finals. Now, isn't that hopeful?
All right, Hannah. All right, Hannah. You get it. You get the point there. It might be a little hopeful, but I still I still don't think Star is making their way in top 16 with the
It's
performance
just a couple of points
that
away.
they've been given. It is, but then again, they've been just getting a couple of points in the first few games. One game they get 19, but the other ones they've been getting 1 or 2 points at max.
I
So they
get
need to
that.
improve on that front. If they are able to consistently perform, then the story could be different.
I get that. I get your point completely. But here's one thing I do want to say before we start discussing the elimination leaders. However, they're still on your board, so you can check them out. So the thing is, this climb for Team Stars means a lot because one, they have only 2 more positions to jump, and two, the teams they're competing against right now are the teams at 17th and 18th positions who have consistently performed bad. So even if Team Star is not able to be very consistent in actually getting 19 points each game, but even if they are making like 3 extra points than the ones that are above them, they can actually achieve an unshakable position. That's why I feel so hopeful about them.
Yeah.
However, coming back to our elimination leaders, 52 to Miracle, he keeps maintaining his throne. I don't know how he's doing it, but great numbers for him. However, the biggest damage points here, they are going to be with Noki. Regicide has stepped up quite a bit, and Noki can very well take the credit. I'm not going to steal it.
Ooh, there's the match summary as well. 13 eliminations in the first game. 3x got that chicken in Sanhok with 9. Miramar with 13 frags to their name. 2 in the map of Miramar. For I8 in the map of Miramar, 13 eliminations. Erangel was ruled by R3G Regicide with 16 eliminations. This was a game to watch out. And Miramar again this time was taken by the players of Team Star, and 9 eliminations to their name. So overall, a great day, Hana. And we did see a new winner in the name of Team Star.
Yup.
This was their very first chicken, and as you said, this could be the key to comeback for them. And let's see if it is possible or not. Because grand finals, again, you need to be in top 16 to qualify for the grand finals.
Absolutely. You need to be in top 16 to make sure that you're in the grand finals, and you also need to be following all of our socials to make sure that you get
Mhm.
every single detail of this tournament right when it's posted, because you don't want to miss out. Look at how things are changing. It's going on getting more and more interesting day by day. When you start feeling like things are going to get more and more rigid, our players just go ahead and show us, no, it's not. We still have a shot.
Mhm.
Oh, God. It rhymed. I didn't intend it, but it rhymed. However, this is time when we take leave, and I'll work on my rhyming a little bit more. And Fritz, you should work on everything. So we'll see
Okay.
you next time. I was
Mhm.
your host, Anna Aiden. Alongside me was Fritz. We'll see you again the day after tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the matches.
नहीं यार, आज गेम नहीं खेल सकता।
अहमद,
आ रहा हूँ मम्मी।
हाथ बढ़ाने से, साथ निभाने से, उम्मीद बांटने से खुशियाँ घटती नहीं बस बढ़ती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा।